finished dying. I will not let that happen again. Hello, gamers. Thank you all for being here. Hello, 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 hello. It is Skyriming time. I know we went one whole week without Skyrim. It was terrible, and I never want to do that again. So some of you may have seen the tweet or the YouTube post, but I was trying really hard to get back on my bullshit, but oh fuck, I forgot my tits! No. Hold on. Let me put those bad boys on. Slap them on real quick. Just a little. Okay, there we go. Are my boobs on? Yay, boobs! Okay, perfect. But basically, had another case of working too hard, and then my chronic illness did chronic illness things. This may be a radical concept, but did you know that when you have a disability, it disables you? Isn't that crazy? That's so insane, bro. That's so insane. I've been going through it, and I haven't been giving myself enough breaks, and I need to. I'll give it a sub if you murder Nazim, bro. I'm okay. Like, shit, say no more. Okay. I'll do it for free. But no, for real. I try not to, like, I don't want to be like a Debbie Downer, but basically, I work so hard that something that usually doesn't came for the first time in 3 months, and it's actually a bigger issue that it hasn't been coming, and I need to go to a doctor. But the pain was so bad, we almost went to the hospital, and I couldn't feel my legs for 2 days, but then it went away, and so, like, we're good now, and I think we're good now, and David has been helping me out a lot with getting back on my bullshit, so I kind of just neglected my health, and that's why I've been having to take breaks. But deep breath. Thankfully, the hard stuff will be over soon, and we have a lot of cool stuff coming. I actually, when I did take my break, I decided to take the whole week off, just to, like, make sure I was good and not to rush back into it. But we're almost done original song. We're almost done original song, and after stream, I'm gonna be posting the latest draft of it for subs. So if you're subbed and you're in the Discord, you can see the first draft of the original song. I really like the way it's turning out so far, and I think you guys are really gonna like it. It has a very classic rock type feel for it, and I'm a big fan of it. IRL Evie feels no legs, just like the VTuber Evie. Yeah, it's not like I'm catfishing you guys or anything. I don't have legs, like, yippee, you know? But anyway, let's get into the rimming. Let's get into the Skyrim. So let me turn my BGM off. Turn that back on. Bada bing, bada boom. Me? Scuff? Never. Absolutely not. I don't even know what that word means. Alright, here we go. But, I'm really excited to play Skyrim again. I wanted to stream really bad, but I was like, no, don't rush into it. Take your time. And, something I forgot, we did was, last stream was kind of a precursor. If you were not at last stream was when it all started to go down, because I had the worst IBS flare-up of my life, and I literally had to be like, hey guys, I have to end stream now. I'm gonna shit myself. And that's when I got really sick. But before we did that, this is what we ended with. I don't know how we got here, but this is where we're at. There we go. So how are you guys? Oh, how are y'all? Did y'all have a good Mother's Day? Welcome in. Welcome in. I hope y'all are doing well. Why is her left tit minus? Wait, hold on. What am I fucking... minus 25 left tit sag? Well, put that puppy back up. Put that puppy up. Okay, hold on. We're looking for the numbers that aren't That's right. She has negative spine. Okay, let's put her spine back. I'm just feeling so generous today. I'm gonna put her spine back because I'm just such a good person. I've healed, and I'm ready to be a good person again. There we go. Let's just give her some plastic surgery real quick, and then I think we'll be good. She's just getting some work done. It's fine. It's fine. You know, it's this is manlet mode and its consequences, except we went a little bit too far with manlet mode. Okay, put her waist back. There we go. I feel like something's still not right. Oh, that's right. Her legs. Okay, there we go. I forgot I deleted her legs! Oh, damn. Same bitch. Okay. Is she normal now? Let's see. Da-da-da! I think she's normal. Is she normal? Okay, she's normal. We're good. We're good. We're so normal, chat. We're so fucking normal. Okay, so we got a little too into manlet mode last time. I think I also adopted a cat. I don't know where I put it, though. I forgot already. Is there a way? Oh, here it is. Kitty! Oh, that's right. I named him Jim. I was booting up the game before we started, and I was looking at my quest, and I saw this miscellaneous quest that said Jim location. I'm like, who the fuck is Jim? That's Jim! Jim! Hi, Jim. Okay, let's talk about home. Let's see. We'll travel to the home later, but do I have to feed him? Like, it said something like if I don't feed him, he's gonna die. How do I feed him? Do I just put food in his inventory? What can my cat hold? Jim can carry 50 pounds? This cat's gotta be like 20 pounds. He can carry 50? This cat's fucking jacked, dude. Okay. Do you want a brook bass and some fresh meat? There you go. Eat up. Eat up, buddy. There you go. What a good kitty. Let's give Jim a pet. Let's give him a little pet. Thank you, Vader. I appreciate you. My pregnancy pinched a nerve in my back, and after a while, my back starts aching. Listen, I hate that. I have a pinched nerve right now, too, that I'm dealing with, and it is the fucking worst. I wish my back could just not do that. I really do. So, let's see. What we were doing before I shit myself and went manlet mode. I don't know if we can ever go full manlet mode again. Also, what is this goat doing? Sir? Sir, can I help you? Thank you for the like, Leo. I appreciate that. Are you good? Are you good? I think he has the stupid. I think this, okay, I'm gonna go. Good luck to you. Hi, Future Girl. I know we're only 11 minutes in, but has there been any nudity scenes yet? No, but we did unmanlet Vanya. Vanya is no longer a manlet. I'm sorry to say. We made her normal again. She's a normie again. Well, as much of a normie as a mass murderer can be. But what we were doing before I nearly shit myself and we went manlet mode, is we were trying to help the people, the manlet mode curse. Is that the going theory, that I went to manlet mode and then God decided to fucking smite me? I mean, I deserve it, but like, come on. But we were trying to become Thane of Falkreath, and we have a few things where it's like, oh, harvest some crops, help this person, and we also found Barbas. But the thing with Barbas is it spawned like 30 vampire lords for some fucking reason. So we need to go talk to some of the normie townsfolk and help them. Apparently that's a way we can get people in Falkreath to like us and let us be Thane. But Barbas, like, listen, Barbas is a real one. Love him. He's great, right? But I was literally getting butt fucked by 30 vampire lords at the same time, and I don't know if I like that. Do you tend this graveyard alone?
Oh, merciful Arcane, no. I'm too old and frail, and this graveyard is too large. Coast is my assistant. He helps me tend the headstones and keep our cemetery clean, as befits a place of rest.
Do you need any help? No, I guess he doesn't need help. Do you need help?
A sad time.
Why is it sad? Is this place always so gloomy?
Yes, and I couldn't tell you why. My wife and I think there's some dark magic at work. Or perhaps RK's influence is strong here, and he likes to keep it this way.
Why does the town have such a big cemetery?
The cemetery is ancient. It's been here longer than the town. I'm no scholar, but I know that a lot
Fucking
of
Lydia
battles have
just
been
dicking
fought
off
here
in the
over course
background.
of history. After each battle,
Wait,
more
what?
dead were buried
Okay,
in
I thought she was about to
graveyards
sit
that
on the
big.
wall. Like, girl, you
I
doing
heard
some
the
wall
smell
sits?
of
Okay, get those
graveyard
glutes.
in Skyrim.
Okay, so you don't have a task for me. Do you have a
My
task?
husband Matthias and I tend Corpse Light Farm.
Okay, we need to find Matthias, because I know one of them was like help someone harvest crops or some shit. So we need to find Matthias.
These graves hold the sons and daughters of Falkreath.
Damn, that's crazy. We need to find him and see what's going on. But there might be something for us to do at the Hall of the Dead. I know I looked it up last time, but I can't remember, like, exactly what it said we had to do. All right, the whole squad's rolling up to the Hall of the Dead. Doesn't seem like it's much of a hall. We got Recorder. We got Lydia. We got Jim. Wait, I just interrupted a funeral? For a child? Oh, sorry. It won't happen again. Like, whoopsie. At least there's Jim. Okay, yeah. I don't think there's anything for us at the Hall of the Dead. Lydia, we just interrupted a child funeral. You can't come in and steal their alcohol. That's fucked up. You're so fucked up, Lydia. You're so sick and twisted. She sacrificed a child and I mean, yeah. But, like, I had my reasons. Like, it wasn't, like, for nothing. It was for science. I think, I don't know if I should make that joke, actually. I was about to be like, I think child sacrifice is good, actually. And it's like, maybe not. All right, do you have any... Okay, yeah, no, this is just a hooker. Okay, where... Look at Jim's little walk. Jim, come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. No, I don't want to see man abs. I want to see Jim. Jim, come here. No! Look at this little gallop. He's so cute. Okay, that's the guy from before.
A sad time.
No, so I don't have help for him.
Don't understand
Okay.
what kind of man does that.
I don't know. What kind of man does what? Eat a child? Oh, no, he just killed the child. I don't think he ate it. Okay. Maybe we go to the inn? I don't know. Because I want to help people. I want to become thane, but do I just pick a different hole to move on? I don't know why these, like, I know the quest exists, but it's like, I've talked to everybody, and I don't know how I can help anymore.
Welcome to Dead Man's Drink.
Yeah, no, you don't have anything. Anyone in here? Does anyone go here? Or is this just like...
What can I do for you?
Do you have any... No, you're just a bard. You can help the werewolf in town jail. That's right. Okay, I wasn't sure if that counted because that's like a whole ass other quest. So we'll do that. And then maybe we'll go back to helping Barbas later because the mods did kind of fuck us up. What was his quest? It was, Ill Met by Moonlight. That's right. So maybe we'll come back to this a little later. And then we'll go to Ill Met by Moonlight. Is there anyone we can kill, though? Because I know we have some Skyrim's Most Wanted stuff, but I don't think that's going to help. So let's go for this quest right now. And I think that'll make things a little bit easier. The old guy who used to be Jarl has some quests you can do. Who is that? Let me know who that is, because I'm down to do that, too. But for now, we're going to go kill a beast. Love how ambiguous that is. Ambiguous. He's a batshit insane man. Oh, same. He just like me for real. It's fine. But yeah, I don't know what level we're gonna need to be to help Barbas. Let's see. Kill the great beast. All right, come on, guys. We're killing a great beast. Oh, what happened here? Hello? Are you guys good? Through a beast of here seen and either help or kill the werewolf. I'm not sure which one we're gonna do yet. We'll kind of have to wait and see. I feel like we came... No, I think we have come across this before. I couldn't remember if we saw this in this playthrough or in the Jasper playthrough. But we're gonna... I feel like maybe we haven't come across this in this playthrough yet because, like, there's all this shit that we just never took. And I'm like, damn. Mine is for me. Okay. Let's see where this great beast is. Let me make sure I have good spells. Let's do not flame atronach, flesh colossus. Yeah, give me the flesh colossus and then let me suck some people off. Let me get the blood sucking, okay? Get the blood sucking, get the body pumping, you know? That's what I'm trying to... Are you the Great Beast? That's it? That's the Great Beast? What is this, fucking Canada? But he just seems like a fella. He doesn't seem like a bad guy. Hi, buddy. I guess I have to kill you. Well, that was incredibly anticlimactic. Oh, shit. Hi. Okay. Hey.
Well met.
Oh, shit. He's so fucking loud. Didn't I just kill you?
And skillfully, too.
Jesus Christ, the
I've been watching you
reverb!
for ages, it seems. You have the makings of a fine hunter.
I don't know if I really do. I
You
feel like I'm
may
cheating.
even be my champion.
Oh, okay.
Perhaps.
Perhaps. Are you here seeing?
I am the spirit of the hunt.
Okay.
Just one glimpse of the glorious stalker that your kind calls Hircine.
Will you remove a curse from this ring? Just like out of curiosity.
I may consider it. But you must first do a service for my glory.
Okay.
The one who stole it has fled to what he thinks is his sanctuary.
Oh.
Just as a bear climbs a tree to escape the hunt, but only ends up trapping himself. Seek out this rogue shifter. Tear the skin from his body.
Okay.
And make it an offering to me.
We can make it into skin jerky, and we'll flavor it with teriyaki sauce. It'll be delicious, and then we can sell it at a farmer's market. People will eat that shit up. I mean, it's Vanya. Is Vanya gonna take the moral high ground? Absolutely not. Daedric Prince asked to do something? Okay.
Fly, my hunter.
Okay.
There are others who vie for my favor. A bit of competition. Don't dally while the prey flees.
Amen. Yes, sir. Sure. Let's begin the hunt then. Okay, cool. All right, bye. Okay. Do we want to actually follow him though? Hircine is the huntsman and father of man-beasts. He's the guardian of were-creatures. Slay the living in open combat, especially those stronger than you. Live as a werewolf. I don't think we're going to, because I don't know if I want her. I feel like Vanya's not the right character. Like, if we were doing, like, a stealth archer, like, hunter type, then, like, yeah. But I don't think Vanya's the right character to, like, follow Hircine. You know what I mean? But Vanya's whole motivation as a character is she's, like, if a Daedric god... Oh, hi, Jingo! Thank you so much for the 18 PlayStations! Welcome in, gamer. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you so much for all your support. There's so many PlayStations. Holy fuck. But thank you. But, Vanya's whole thing is she's like, why do I give the fuck about the morals of mortals when gods are giving me all the tea and gods are offering me power? Then, like, fuck. You have, to get the ring off you? Oh, am I still wearing it? That's right. Okay. So we can't, okay. So, can we not begin the hunt then until, well, let me see. Where is this anyway? I don't need this anymore. We can get rid of that. Where is the hunt? Okay, it's all the way over there. And we also need to find Vulder's hunting party. I think that, I don't remember what that was for, but I have to double check. Let's, do this, and then we'll do this. Easy peasy, right? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Hircine's one of the better Daedric princes to follow. I feel like we could make, like, a tier list of, like, best Daedric princes to follow, where it's like, yeah, I get it, 100%. Yeah, you're valid. And then Daedric princes where if you follow them, it's like,
They say the college has been snooping around so far.
You know what I mean? Like, there's like layers to it. So let's find Vulder's hunting party. I know we had to do that for something. I don't think that was a thane quest, but like, who knows? It might be. And it might end up being a thane quest for a different hold. And then we've like worked ahead, you know? But yeah, Vanya's whole thing is like, if a Daedric prince tells her to do it, she's gonna do it, you know? Fuck the morals, you know? She's like, okay, give me the knowledge. Give me the forbidden fruit. I'll eat that shit up. I'll turn that into a forbidden fruit smoothie. You know? Fuck. I did that noise and then I choked. I'm not allowed to be funny on the internet. This is so fucked up. I just want to be funny on the internet. This is fucked. Okay, let's see. Hi. That is a lot of blood.
You! Over here, please.
Hi.
Thank Cinerath for you, stranger. I'd almost given up hope of walking away from here.
Who are you?
Name's Valder. I hunt out of Falkreath. We tracked a
But
bear that was
this is
dead.
Molag Ball.
Good
Yeah,
call,
I'm a
those
Molag
guys.
Ball hater
We
for
had to
life.
push south corner when they showed up. 3 of them, out of nowhere. Spriggans.
Spriggans?
Niels went down before we even knew to run. Ari died just inside. I never even thought the things were real.
Damn, that's crazy.
I may have lost a drop or 2 of blood. Truth is, I'm not going
Get the
anywhere
quest
like
markers to
this.
locate the animals. Yeah, I just got the one to begin the hunt. Well, I may, oh, I just got a achievement for completing 50 miscellaneous objectives. Thank you. Yeah, I never got, like, all the achievements in Skyrim, but somehow, I don't remember what mod it was. I think it was one in the collection, that, like, added, achievements back in. So it's always fun to get them again. Alright, bro, you want some healing hands? Let me heal you with my hands real quick.
Much better.
Oh, that's all you
Thanks,
need.
friend.
Okay, you just need a
I
little
wouldn't
soup.
have lasted
Just a
much
little
longer
soup.
without that. But now what? I can't just walk away, not with my friends' bodies in there being torn apart by those beasts.
Don't be stupid. I'll do it.
You'd really risk your life for a stranger's honor?
Sure, why not?
I don't even
Fuck
know what
it.
to say.
I just
Thank you,
want
my
people
friend.
to like me
I'll
so they
leave
can
you.
put me in power. That's literally my only motivation for doing this. But, like, you're welcome. Remember, vote for EB. EB does not kill people that don't deserve it. Yay! Alright, are we ready for the flesh boys? Bring it back, my girls. Woo! Woo! Look how beautiful they are. Oh shit, is my blood magic gonna work on them? I don't think it needs to, actually. I think it's actually okay that my blood magic didn't work. I think this will be easy peasy lemon squeezy. Alright, let's keep going, team. Let's keep going. Oh, hi. Hello there, Mr. Cave Bear. Okay, my blood magic should work on the... Can I... Oh, my blood magic does work on the Spriggans. Okay, cool. Here, no. You are not going over there. Yeah, fuck that. Get out of there. Okay, perfect. Let's see. Isn't there like a shit ton of treasure down here too? I think there's a bunch of building supplies because, yeah. Okay, so something to keep in mind, by the way. We have the build your own noble house mod on, right? So like we can build the noble house. Wow. Isn't that crazy? The build your noble house mod, you build noble house. Very cool. So let's take this. It will over cucumber us. Wait, hold on. Where's Jim? Jim?
Nature has claimed this place.
Where's Jim? Jim, come here. Jim, you can carry 50 pounds, right? Come here, Jim. How much carry weight you got? 4 out of 50 pounds. Hey, Jim. Why don't you do mommy a solid and carry, 20 pieces of firewood? How much is that? Okay. Are you good? Thank you, Jim. Oh, God. Is he carrying too much? It says 49 out of 50. Is he going to be able to get up and move? I don't want to over cucumber Jim. Are you good? I think he's good.
I just remember where I put my file now.
Yay!
Oh. I don't think I can get it back.
Oh, okay. Alrighty then. Alright, is there anything else for us to... Let me see. I remember there being more shit in here, though. I thought there were more build materials or something. Maybe in those barrels over there? Yeah. Wait, what the fuck? Hello? Spriggan... Oh, shit. Okay, she's fucking dead. Okay, they... Oh, they handled that immediately. Okay, good job, team. Does she have anything cool? Because it was like the Grand Spriggan, right? No, it's still just taproot. Okay. If you can make a collar and a pouch, that would be very cool. I feel kind of bad. I don't feel bad about making my followers my pack mules, but I feel bad about making a cat a pack mule. They don't deserve that. I could have sworn there was another barrel in here. Like, just another barrel filled with shit. Is this where we came in? I think so. I don't know. Well, we might come back later on. We may not. But I think there's only 1 barrel per cave, so that might be part of it. I don't know. Alright, we'll head on back. Because I remember most of the build your own noble house like materials, you can find like little like caches of materials pretty much all around Falkreath, essentially, because that's where it is.
It's done then.
Yep.
Justice, if you can call it that.
Sure.
I want you to have this. I know it isn't much.
Can I put it in my museum?
Ari gave me this dagger.
Oh
when I
yeah,
first started
that's
cutting
going in the
together.
museum. I guarantee you that's a fucking display. That's
You should
going
be
in
able
my
to carry it
museum.
now. I'll give them a proper burial, then head back.
Oh wait, does that
Find me over in
count?
Falkreath. You'll always be welcome at my door.
Wait, does that count? Does that count? Did I help? Did I help? Hey, 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 did I help? What the fuck? How is that not assisting people? How is that not assistance? I brought justice to his friend's murders and you don't want me to be thane? Man, go fuck yourself. Okay, whatever. It's fine. I don't care. I don't even care. Like, that's... Yeah, no, yeah, fuck that guy. Yeah, hear me, Jim? Fuck that guy. Let's go. We're leaving. Is Jim okay? Who the fuck is Julian?
Of course.
Oh, he's calling Lucian. He said, so Julian. I'm like, who the fuck is Julian? Does he just misname Lucian all the time? That's great. Hi, Legwolf. We are in Falkreath. We are trying to become the Thane of Falkreath. But, apparently that doesn't work. Oh, wait, hi. Are you a Dark Brotherhood person? Oh, shit, you're a ripped Dark Brotherhood person. God damn. Okay, hold on. Hold on, let me, murder you? Cool, okay. Yeah, no, you are not getting the jump on me, Miss Ma'am. Absolutely not. We did feed Jim, though. We did feed Jim. Ah! Ba-da-da, da-da-da, 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 look at this dead body. Ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba, da-da-da-da-da. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Oh, that's a lizard pussy. Don't look at that. Hi. Welcome to the stream. If you are new here, my name is Evie Games. Good evening. I am a Skyrim VTuber and also a vocal coach. That's how I know that's how I know Faye. But thank you so much for the raid, Gamer. If Ahmad could give Faye a shout out, I would really appreciate it. Thank you for the follows, gamers. You know, Gaslight can keep girl bosses. Keep girl boss. I told him you're the best vocal coach ever. Thank you. I am a vocal coach. If you are, oh my gosh, thank you. If you are going to Afghan Expo, I am the conductor and one of the arrangers and the director of the fan choir there. So I've been a vocal coach for a while. But I do really love it a lot. But I also love Skyrim, and that's what we are doing right now. You're playing Warframe? I've never played Warframe before. I kind of want to try it. Wait, hold on. Did you see that? Why is it when I took her pouches away, it made her more clothed? I'm not going to give it back to her, but, like, she had, like, pouches on, and I took it, and then now she's, like, clothed, which is, like, fine. That's cool. That's cool. Try Warframe. I will have to take a look into it. Another Bubby touches the frame. I mean, what kind of game is it? Because, like, that's the thing is I am such a little baby. Like, I don't even know what Warframe is. Like, my knowledge of Warframe is like, that sure is a game. Damn. Looter, shooter. Well, like, oh, fuck. There's a man over there. Do you see that? There's a dragon over there. I like looting, but I'm not very good at shooting. Like, the only reason I played Overwatch for so long was because I was the fucking gamer girl Mercy main. Because I don't know how to aim. I played, like, Mercy, Moira. Who the fuck is this guy? Who the fuck? Hello? Where'd you? Oh, shit. Hi. Okay, bring out my naked men. Come here, my naked men. Okay, this is how you kill the dragon. You summon 2 big naked bearer men to fight for you, and then you suck it off. Because we use blood magic in this household. Oh, wait, we're annihilating this man. Hello? Hello? There's sexy frames and Mommy Lotus. Well, I like Mommy. Oh, shit. Okay, I need space. He is in my bubble. He's in my personal bubble. Okay, let's go. Let's not do that. Let's back off. Let's back off a little bit. Oh, thank you for the lyric, Faye. I appreciate it. And thank you again so much for the raid. I'm sorry that this motherfucker, this stupid bitch-ass dragon. Oh, wait, this is an important dragon. Vol'jinak's heart. Is that a display for the museum? Since he's a name dragon, I feel like it should be. But it doesn't say it is, so I don't know. I might have a frame I can show you if you got Discord. I do! If you type !Discord, you'll get a link to my gamer cave. So that is there as well. But good morning, everyone. Welcome, everyone, if you came recently or if you came from the raid. We are rimming the sky yet again. What?
Lucian.
Yeah.
Not that we have to go with that. We can think of other names. That's fine.
Let's think of another name, buddy. Maybe next time. Should we put his abs away? He doesn't even have abs. He has like kind of a little like tummy, and oh, he's so fucking cute. Look at his little smile. Look at his dorky little smile.
Hello there.
Hi. Oh yeah, you mentioned Blackreach, like you'd heard of it before.
Rumors mostly. Nothing certain.
He's so fucking cute.
There was
So use a Sedge Blood to make the dragons you kill. Oh, I want to summon dragon spears. That sounds dope as fuck.
Speculation that the Dwemer
But
has
hello,
a secret
everybody.
kingdom under Skyrim. Beneath the ruins you can access from the surface.
I don't like the Dwemer ruins. They're
claim to have
cringe, and I
been
can't use
there,
my blood magic
But it had
there.
fallen to the Falmer in the dwarves' absence.
Okay.
We dismissed it as nonsense back in the Imperial City.
Okay.
Ulthrax was clearly insane. But now, perhaps there was some truth in it after all.
Interesting.
In which case, we need to be very, very careful.
Okay. I really wish we could romance him. He's such a sweetie pie. He's literally the cutest. Today has been hard and it's only 11 a.m. I feel that, bro. That was literally me last week, so I feel you. I believe in you, though. You will get through it. I believe in you. So, for those who are new in town, we are currently doing a playthrough. We are doing a 100% playthrough based off the mod Legacy of the Dragonborn. And Legacy of the Dragonborn is basically a mod, a really big chunky mod that adds a museum to Skyrim. They put it right over here in Solitude, where you can display a bunch of shit that you get in the game. And we're trying to fill out all the displays. And basically, if you see something like this, see how it's got the little symbol and it's got a little hand on it? That means that we have it and we haven't put it in the museum yet. And then other stuff, if it has like a check mark by it, that means it has been put in the museum. And if it has a plus, it means we need to put it in the museum and it's not in our inventory yet. But the reason I keep talking about sucking people off is because our character, Miss Vanya over here, is a blood mage. So a lot of the spells we use don't use magicka as a casting source. They use health instead. So if you see me accidentally kill myself a lot, it's because I'm still trying to manage my blood. And it's not going very well. But we do have blood drain health, and we can boil people's blood, and there's like a 5% chance if you boil someone's blood, they just explode. And I think that's really neat. I was too comfy to stay out of bed. That is so fucking real. That is honestly really real. But we do have a whole party here. We have our two flesh colossuses. We have Lucian, our resident cutie patootie. We have Recorder, who's...
Hello.
She seems sweet, but she's kind of insane in the membrane. She's also a little annoying, but that's okay. We have Inigo, who is also a certified cutie patootie.
Confusing place. We are bound to lose each other from time to time.
Aw.
Never fear. That map you have is special.
Wait, really? This whole thing?
Yes. There is more to it than you may realize. My brother once found one just like it on the remains of some poor old adventurer in Citadel.
Oh, damn. What happened to Inigo? He looks like a Doctor Who character. He does kind of look like sexy. He looks like a sexy doctor. He just has cool armor. Why he's blue, I don't know. I don't know why he's blue. But he does have sexy robes.
See? I
have
placed myself on your map. If we find ourselves separated, all you need to do is look me up.
Well, thank you. Do I post a gameplay screenshot in the Discord? I think we have a media channel, so that would work. Or you just post it in general. I'm not super picky about my Discord. Well, thank you, Inigo. I appreciate you.
No problem. I am always happy to help.
Yeah, you can hear Recorder yapping in the background. But we got him. We have Lydia, who has fucked off somewhere. I don't know where the fuck she went. And I think, oh yeah, and we have Jim. That's Jim. I love Jim. I love Jim. Let's pet Jim. Love you, Jim. And we did feed him today. We did feed him. So he should be... I think we fed him like 30 pounds of meat. So he should be a very happy kitty. So we are on the way to appeal the Daedric Prince Hircine. And we need to begin the hunt. Because he is the Daedric Prince of the Hunt. And I don't know exactly what beginning the hunt means. But we're about to find out. And one of the themes of this character is abandoning your morals for the pursuit of knowledge. So we're gonna make a lot of packs. we're gonna fuck with. Our plan is to pretty much fuck with. Well, not like literally fuck, but like, well, maybe. But our plan is to basically do every Daedric quest. Cause I mean, we want to do every quest in the game, but we're gonna do a lot. Have you been to that grotto before in this playthrough? In this playthrough? No, I don't think so. What's in Bloated Man's Grotto? Oh boy. Oh boy. What awaits me? You've locked yourself out. Wait, what? Huh? I locked myself out of getting an item? Well, fuck. Go back. Go back. What? How did I? You can't get after starting Ilmet by Moonlight.
Hey,
No! It respawns after 30 days. Oh. Okay. Then we'll just do it later. I hope you're right. If you're not right, I'll shit my pants. No pressure, though. No. Here's the thing. There are some artifacts I know that we may accidentally miss. We're trying our best to not, but there have been some artifacts that like didn't spawn in because of bugs and stuff like that, and then we console command them in, right? Our plan is to do our best. As long as we do the content for it, you know, we're gonna do our best. We're not gonna like cheat, but what the fuck are you? Wait, who is that? Who? Hello? Who? Who are you? Are you a friend? Okay, I guess we're joining the hunt. I guess you're part of the hunt? Yeah? Yeah? Okay.
Protocol to eradicate enemy engaged.
Oh, he is not a friend. Okay, let's... He didn't, like, get marked as an enemy immediately, so I was like, friend? Maybe friend? Okay, let's boil his blood. Where's my blood boil spell? Where is that one? I would like to... Yeah. Okay, here we go. No, he didn't explode. I want him to explode. Explode! Yeah, that didn't work. Okay. Usually it only works on people that are like really low level compared to you, but sometimes you can explode really big boys. Spell tome. Oh wait, hold on. Can I summon this man? Makoto. Samurai armor. Wait, hold on. Hold on. What does this shit look like? Okay, let's look at the book first. Can I summon this man? Where was it? It was a spell tome, right? Summon. Yeah, I can just summon this man. Okay, that's cool as fuck. And what about the armor? Let's take a look at it. I do have some stuff here, a bunch of like jewelry I just want to enchant so I can sell because I'm trying to like get as much money as I can because I'm gonna have to buy a shit ton of fucking houses to be the thane of every hold. This shield's really cool. It's a display, so we can't. I don't want to put it on anyone. Health regenerates faster. Let's see. It's really expensive, but it's like it's cool, but I don't know if it's cooler than anything we already have. You know what I mean? I'm gonna drop it because I think it's fine. Like, it's cool. Well, am I still over cucumbered? What else did I grab that over cucumbered me? I must have grabbed something else, but I don't know what it is. Why do I have 15 iron ingots? What the fuck? Also, hi, Boston. Let's give some of my followers shit. Here, can you take some stuff? Yeah, can you take this cave bear pelt? And okay, that's it. Is there anything else you can take? Oh wait, can I use the shoulder pad bandolier? I don't know if I have a shoulder pad bandolier. Oh no, my tubes probably count for that. Hold on. Yeah, okay. My tubes count for that. Where's my other bandolier? I like the little spell tube thing. I like the way it looks a lot. Hold on. Where's my other bandolier? Where is it? Vagrant's robes. Oh, hold on. Oh my gosh, another one! Ah! Da 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 da. Hello, good evening! Welcome in, gamers! Hello! Oh my gosh, if Mons could give Amadia a shout out, I would really appreciate that. But welcome to the stream! Amadia, thank you so much for the follow. You're not Gaslight Geeky Girl Boss. Hello! If you are new in town, my name is EB Games. I like to play Skyrim, and I like to scream. I like to play Skyrim, and I scream. That's pretty much it. But welcome to the stream, Kekos Meow. Thank you so much for the follow. Oh wait, Jim.
Gaslight Geek Keep Girl
Racer,
Boss.
thank you so much for the follow. You're a Gaslight Geek Keep Girl Boss. I love your model and your voice. Ah, thank I appreciate that. I saw someone's name, cat goes meow, so here's my cat, Jim. He currently, Mr. Jackie, thank you so much for the follow. You're now Gasageki Girl Boss. You're all Gasageki Girl Bosses now. But this is Jim. He's currently holding,
Gaslight
9 firewood.
Boss.
Thank you so much for the follow. You know, I guess I keep Girl Boss. Oh, thank you, Aspie. I appreciate that. You love the hat. Thank you. Aspie, thank you so much for the follow. You know, also, I guess I keep Girl Boss. Thank you guys for all your love and kindness. That's really sweet of you guys for following me. But yes, Jim currently has a brook bass, fresh meat, an entire leg of goat, and 9 pieces of firewood in his inventory. Jim looks like he weighs 20 pounds, but for some reason his carry weight is 50 pounds. Yeah, he's carrying 49 pounds, so Jim is just jacked as fuck, I guess. So, good boy. Good boy. I'm not gonna question it. I thank you though. I just get excited when people raid me, cause then I don't know. I feel like it's natural to get excited when people raid you, but when people are like, when people's communities are really nice to me, I'm like, So I'm about to join the hunt. I don't entirely know what that means, but I'm currently over cucumbered. Here's my character, absolutely slaying. Most creatures can carry their own body weight, bro. I don't know if I can carry my own body weight. like most creatures? Not this one. So there's something over cucumbering me. I am currently at 672 pounds. I have 620. So it's probably there's like 15 iron ingots. Also, I don't know why the armor is like standing up. But it's fine. Does anyone else want to carry some stuff? Your character looks badass. Thank you. Her name is Vanya. She is a blood mage, and she sacrifices her morals in pursuit of knowledge. Yippee! So she's about to become besties with yet another Daedric prince, because slay. I do have a mod list command, so if you're curious about the mods I'm running, I have a link to the mod collection I use. I'm not using just the mod collection. I also have about 100 or so other mods on top of it. So I have a link to my collection as well as my full mod watch profile if you want to see my full mod list. But thank you, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. So let's see if anyone else can carry my shit. Wait, is that a lightsaber? Wait, what the? Hold on. What is that? Do you see that? What's that big ass katana? That's not a glass war. What is that? Hello? Were any of you guys carrying that? No? He has like a big ass katana and I can't pick it up. What is that? Okay, well anyway. Let's clear out our inventory because we have some stuff that we don't need. We don't need this. That's already in the museum. Let's see. We don't need that. That's already in the museum. If it has a check mark, by the way, we're running a mod called Legacy of the Dragonborn, which basically adds a big-ass museum where you can show off all the shit you collect in Skyrim. And if it has a check mark, it means we already have it and we don't need it. And as you can see, I am a hoarder. Which is part of the reasons why I like this mod. Because I like collecting things, like a little loot goblin. But as you can see with my, 372 out of 335 pounds, I like collecting things too much. Oh, it's this thing. Makoto. Wait, what? Hold on. Let me.
Gaslight.
Abandoned bad jacket. I lost you in 2019. Thank you for coming back, abandoned bad jacket. It's been so long. No, thank you for the follow. I guess I can keep girl boss. Thank you for the hydrate and the posture check. I don't know where my water is. Fuck. I have an old Dunkin' Donuts cup. Is that okay? There was a refresher in there once. Thank you, though, gamer. I'm a bit late. Well, I'm glad you're here regardless. Okay, so this is the Makoto. Okay, that's what apparently we did pick it up. It's just not showing, apparently, but this is like... There's no display for it, but it's cool as fuck, so I kind of want to put it in my house. I have, like, a few houses now, so I'm sure we can find a storage place for it. It does weigh 45 pounds though. And I do need this Nordic greatsword. Oh, thank you, Vader. I'm just doing my best. I just like rimming the sky. Yeah. I do have all these staffs that are really cool, but it's like, am I gonna need them? Like, I like money, because they sell pretty well, but, like, do I need them? That I definitely need. Let's look at armor. I might be holding a bunch of armor. We don't need the shoulder pad. Although, actually, hold on. someone else in my party could use the shoulder pad, and then they could carry more of my garbage. Hold on. Who wants to carry my garbage? Would you like to carry my garbage? You annoy me. You get your...
Quest files.
Shut up. I know that people think she's really cute, but she's just... You'll see. Once we get into combat, you'll see. She's like one of those people where, like... Have you ever seen, like, people on TikTok? Oh my gosh! Rose, thank you so much for the 13 PlayStation 2s. Oh my gosh, how did 13 months pass by already? We're in God's name to the last year ago. That's so crazy. It's been over a year. Thank you so much for all your support, gamers. Thank you for all the support tonight. I'm feeling very loved in the club tonight. But thank you so much for the 13 PlayStations. And welcome in! We're about to do the hunt, and we're gonna give Recorder all of my garbage. Because here's the thing with Recorder, right? She's very cute, but at the same time, she's kind of like, do you know those, have you ever seen girls on TikTok that are like, I'm a real life yandere? And it's like, they're just kind of weird. Like, she makes being a murderous psychopath her whole personality, which, like, nothing against you being a murderous psychopath. Just don't, like, talk about it all the time, you know? Like, do you have any other hobbies that aren't killing people, girly? Because I don't know if she does, genuinely. Also, you can wear the bandolier. You can wear that. No, I don't want to quit. Fuck, what did I just do? I just did something stupid. Is there anything else I can put in her inventory? Or is she just booked and oh, no, she is wearing the bandolier. Then what the fuck did I just do?
Record 7031. Dragonborn left for another adventure.
Yeah, she has also got that going on.
At the end of this cave, we'll find a
Don't know what's going on there.
But then knowing our luck, it'll probably just be a rampaging killer stampeding monster.
Okay, anyway, here's a Nigo. It was a Khajiit with old Chinese armor. That's so cool. I fucking love that. Like Sun Wukong. That's cool as shit. I love that. That's why I love modding Skyrim. I genuinely view modding Skyrim as if it's like a blank slate. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like modding Skyrim is like its own little art form. I don't know if that sounds cringe, but like, I think he's cool. Let's see. You can take the backpack. Maybe he'll equip it? No, okay. I'm still over cucumbered. Is anyone not over cucumbered? We really need to do some inventory management when we get home. Lucian?
Sounds like indigo. And that's what color he is.
Yay, you're so smart. He's so fucking cute. I love him so much. Let's see. Need to trade some things with you.
Whatever you say, boss.
He is literally such a cutie patootie. Holy fuck. Does he have a backpack? He has pouches, but he's not wearing all of them. And he does have a backpack. Okay. So let's see. Okay, we can give you something. So take the gilded armor. Take the... Lucian, my favorite twink. God's favorite twink. Do you want a big fuck-off sword? Do you want to... Let's give him... Fuck it. Let's give Lucian the big fuck-off swords. Do you want to graduate from twink to twunk? I think it's your time, King. I really do think it's your time. Take all my garbage. Take my garbage. Yes. Yes, take my garbage. Okay, and then, you know what? You can have another backpack, because you're just such a good little noodle. You're just such a good little boy. You get 2 backpacks. Wow, isn't that crazy? There you go. Okay. Woo! All right. Thank you. Look at him. Don't you look so dapper? Look at you with your big fuck-off sword and your dapper armor. Okay, there we go. Now that we're all ready, and whatever the fuck's going on here is still happening, but that's okay. Let's join the hunt. I still don't know what that means, but we're going to find out. More love for twinks. I will love every twink. I fucking love twinks. Huh?
Why?
Who's talking? Oh, hi! I was like, who the fuck is that? Hi! Hey, bestie.
I'd see you again.
What's poppin'? I was told to kill you. Hee hee.
And I would deserve it.
Lucian should eventually get a letter from his dad. Ooh, that'll be cool. Do it in Inigo's quest first. Gotcha. Okay.
But you spare me.
I do want the goth vampire home. The goth vampire home sounds so fucking cool.
To never return to civilized life. I know now that I can't live among people.
So here's the thing. Would I spare his life? Yes. Would Vanya? No. A Daedric god told her to do something. She's gonna do it. I cannot defy Hircine. You have to die. Sorry.
So be it. See ya.
Did you hear me? See ya. It's okay. Like, bye, King. Bye, bestie. He's not even giving me a fight. He's just, see ya. Alright, I guess he's going over this way then? We probably have to follow him through somewhere or something like that. Hey, bestie. Let's talk about this. I know I just said, I'm going to kill you and you have to die, but can we talk about this? Oh, what's in this chest? Hold on. Ooh. Hide boots of grit. I don't know if I have that enchantment. Okay.
It's my pleasure, Inigo.
Aw. Oh, God, fucking look at him. He looks like fucking Cloud. He looks like a Final Fantasy character. Look at you, bestie, with the big sword. What a big boy you are. Oh, my gosh. Okay, are you over here? Sending? Hello? Oh, my God, this guy's name is Rizzing. Rizzing died. Damn, that's crazy. What about you? Oh, okay, you have a normal name. I can't believe Rizzing died. That's crazy. That's absolutely insane. Oh, is that a potion? No, honey, no. I need a... Oh. What? Oh, okay, we're murdering. We're murdering. Okay, here's my blood. I'm giving you hepatitis! Okay, there we go. Oh, I have to skin him now? Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know it was going to be that interactive. How do I skin him? Do I just take a knife out? Do I have a dagger? I have a pickaxe. Can I skin him with a pickaxe? I don't know if that... I don't know if that's going to work. Also, where the fuck did you come from?
Gaslight,
I guess.
Keep girl boss.
Fatherly Grud, thank you so much for the follow. You're not guessing, keep girl boss. I'm trying to skin a werewolf with a pickaxe and it's not working. I think I need my knife back. Lucian, can I have a knife back?
Those fire arrows look rather exciting. Care to share?
Yeah, sure. Can I have a knife? I need
Go
to
ahead.
skin a thing.
Load
Can I?
me up.
Oh, okay. Whatever you say. You know what? Let's use the lucky dagger. Fuck. Okay. Give me that. And then I'm assuming we need a dagger to skin him. Like, that just makes sense to me. Huh? No? How do I skin him? Oh, I have to fucking press E. Okay. Yeah. Mmm, skin. Delicious. I love watching your streams. Ah, thank you, Vader. I appreciate it. I did what you asked.
And found my favor. That skin will serve you well, child.
Mmm, yummy.
Look more closely at it. My glory shall protect you from all this world's grievances.
Okay.
Good hunting.
Oh, Savior's hide. Okay, cool. What does that look like? Hold on. Let me see that one. Let's... God, she looks so pretty. She's so pretty. Where is Savior's hide? I'm sure that's a display, but... Oh, okay, that's cool. It kind of reminds me of the Stormcloak officer armor. So it's like... Oh, wait, look! It's got, like, a deer, like, a werewolf in the center. That is actually really fucking cool. I fuck with that. I would wear that if I wasn't gonna donate it to my museum. But... Oh, Jim, you good? Okay. I think he's okay. Okay, well, we have joined the hunt. That's pretty cool. I do think maybe we are due to head back to the museum and maybe stow some stuff away. Because we are getting pretty kind of thick on our carry weight limit. And I want to make sure we've donated everything. Because we just gave Lucian a bunch of stuff. I don't think... Does that count as helping the people of Falkreath, though? Because I'm really trying to be a good noodle and help the people of Falkreath. That did not count. Okay, well, I guess I'll just go fuck myself. Like, I'm trying to help people, but there's no people for me to help, or it doesn't count. I killed a werewolf. I think that's pretty fucking helpful, but what do I know, you know? Like, yeah, I kill people, but it's, like, for a cause. Like, what happened to it's the thought that counts? What happened to that, you know? All right, let's skedaddly-doot. I know I need to go back to Haymar's Shame, but I know I'm gonna get my ass kicked if I go to Haymar's Shame. I absolutely McFucking know it. Yawn. Where the fuck are the people to help? Because I swear I've talked to everyone in Falkreath, and everyone is like, me. Oh, I accidentally turned into a virgin. I keep accidentally pressing the virgin button. Yeah, because it's stuff around Falkreath, too, but I don't know... I don't know, man. Let's head back to fucking, the museum.
Gaslight,
Alex Jones Thigh Gap. Well, I didn't expect to see you here today. Thank you for the follow. You know, I guess I can keep girl boss. Welcome in. But we are gonna head back to our museum, unload our toad, get all the junk out of our trunk, and maybe we might, I don't know, do we want to just say fuck it and pick a new hold? Because Falkreath is kind of pissing me off. I'm gonna be real. All right, Lydia, what's in your inventory? Because you always fuck off first. Show me what you got. Show me what you got. Thank you for the hydrate. I'm gonna need to, there's not much left in this Dunkin' Donuts refresher. I'm gonna need to actually go get water soon. I was so excited to stream because I haven't streamed in a week. I forgot to get like an actual glass of water. So we're probably gonna take a break in like a few minutes so I can go do that. But I will. Okay. There we go. That counts. Thank you for the hydrate. So let me see. Yeah, give me my shit back. Give me my shit back. Okay, what? Do you have any display pieces? The dragonplate armor she has is really cool. Why do you have a gold diamond ring? Give me that. That's not a display. She doesn't have any display pieces, actually. Okay, you're good. You can go.
I will protect you.
Inigo, what you got?
Can you whistle?
I personally cannot, but apparently Vanya can. Why?
Well, it could be a good way for us to quickly communicate. Look, I found this book. It made interesting reading. Maybe you should give it a look over.
Oh,
anyway,
okay.
What did you want to talk about?
He's such a sweetie. Can I have my stuff back? I know I gave you some things.
You want me to lighten your load?
Yes, please. A load on my mind. Enables loading screens when in Inigo's inventory. Oh? What does that mean? Like, I think I know what it means, but I'm not 100% sure. Like, I just get loading screens when I'm in here? Or it means, is it adding, like, Inigo loading screens in general? We have a lot of armor, but he doesn't choose to wear any of the, like, cool armor. Like, we have a bunch of really cool Japanese armor, but I guess he just doesn't want to wear it. And that's his choice. That's okay.
If you need anything else, just ask.
Thanks, bro. Lucian, I know you have some stuff.
What can I do for you, my friend?
Yeah, give me back my stuff.
Oh, please, give me all the good stuff.
Well, I need that back. Okay, thank you. What else do you have? Let's see. The Makoto isn't a display, so you can keep that. I do need the greatsword back. I do need the shield back. I guess that's it. And then...
away we go.
I don't think Jim had any displays. I think Jim was just carrying materials. Wait, Thug?
Bugger off.
Go away!
That spell looks dangerous.
That spell looks like
Yeah, it will hurt. Fuck out of my museum, bro. Leave me alone. What are you trying to do? Trying to rob the place? Our museum has been robbed before, and it was a bitch and a half getting all our shit back. It was not fun. I'm gonna be real with you. Okay, let's see. I don't think we have a ton of displays. Really what it is we need to go through my followers' inventory and figure out what we want to display. Because I think we have a few armors we can display on, like, mannequins and shit. But we don't have, like, a ton of official displays, you know? So let's see what's in here. All right, 12 new displays. That's still pretty good. Oh, no more vision. Oh, that's my hat. No more vision. Thank you for the glasses off. We're almost at 500 displays, though, which is cool. So let's still take some of the load off. Do we have any replicas we can make? Let me just use it normally, just to see. It says these are replicas, but they're really not. Is there anything that's, like, new? The blank lexicon we can make. Do we have 2 dwarven metal ingots and some clay? Let's see. Craft loot. I think we only have 1 dwarven metal ingot, unfortunately. We were able to put the real Valder's Lucky Dagger in there, weren't we? Why does it say that we don't have it? Maybe we have to put the replica in? Here, we'll do the replica. And then... Harada? Yeah, that's not actually a thing. Okay. But we are going to need 1 more dwarven metal ingot. So we'll have to be on the lookout for that. Is it going to put my... Okay, it's returning the supplies. There we go. Thank you, Craft Loot. Very cool. We also see her face for some reason. Let me see. Does that count as 1? Yeah, 1 new display. Okay, so I guess we can't put in the actual Valder's Lucky Dagger, but that's all right. Let's actually go in our house real quick over here. I know we have other houses to display stuff, but I do kind of want to clear out my followers' inventory a little bit more and see if we have any other armor pieces we want to display. I do wish I could get more mannequins in the safe house, because I know I have others like houses, but the safe house is so cool. Like, I don't know. I feel like sometimes I get overwhelmed with the size of other Skyrim houses, but the safe house is like an apartment, you know? And that's like perfect for me, size-wise, you know? Let's see. Do we have any other mannequins in here? Looks like all these are accounted for, which is a little lame. Is there any like swords we can put in there? Like this, I feel like should be a display. You know what I mean? Because it looks so cool. I don't know. Yeah, it looks like all these are accounted for too. All these have swords on them or random shit. That's kind of lame. Maybe there's some upstairs. We'll double check. But if nothing else, if it's not like we don't have anywhere to put it and we don't, you know, have anywhere we want to put it, we can just like sell it. Honestly, I'm not opposed to selling it. Like we have the outfit thing, but like none of these are stuff that I personally want to wear. You know what I mean? Let's see. Do I have any fate cards I can put away? Let me see. I'm sure I do. Yeah, there we go. We'll put some of those away. Yeah, okay. Give me the cool shit back.
I have to say, exciting things
Wait,
tend
what?
not to happen to the Flavius.
I skipped over one of his lines of dialogue. I'm sorry.
Anyway. I mean, Mother fought in the Great War, granted, and then of course there was old Octavius way back in the Second Era, but the rest of us tend to live really quite unremarkable lives.
Oh.
I'm rather chuffed to be the odd one out.
I think, you know, you may be odd, but I like you.
Oh, I like you too. Not in a weird way, I just, you know, you're not too bad.
You're fantastic. You're absolutely wonderful. Okay.
Sure, let's trade.
All right. I do need my stuff back though, so you can keep the hat. Whatever you're not wearing, you can, or whatever you are wearing, you can keep. I don't know why I have this. Why do you have 2 pairs of underwear? Actually, I don't want to know. That we can get rid of and sell. He's wearing this. I think it's a Inigo that has a shit ton of stuff. Glass Sword of Noon. Okay, that we may want to disenchant. And then let's see.
Get back to it.
Yeah, I think Inigo and Lucian have a bunch of shit. Let's see. Trade?
Okay, let us see what we have.
Perfect. And then, yeah, these, like, oh wait, were you wearing one of those? Oh, sorry. Let me, oh, I can't give that back. Okay. Sorry. Let me just, I don't know, man. I don't know. Alright, let's take all of this, like, before we do it, though, let's make sure we have enchantments for all of this stuff. You know what I mean? Do you want this back? Because it looked like he was enjoying wearing it, but...
Okay, then.
I guess he's good.
You're looking very heroic today.
Thank you!
Bandits and monsters, I presume?
That's the plan. Alright, do you have anything I can sell?
And here I thought you can actually lift.
Stop being mean to me. If you are mean to me,
Here,
I will
I'll help
cry,
you out.
okay? Yeah, these can be sold. This can be disenchanted, potentially. This can be disenchanted. I don't remember. Oh, yeah, that's her default outfit. This can go. And then the pirate shirt is hers, I think. Samurai armor we can take. She does have all these staffs, which is pretty cool. I don't know what teleport omnico is. That might be something different, but we'll leave you with the staffs. They don't weigh a ton.
We'll talk
But let me,
again soon,
yeah.
hopefully.
Let me do this because I'm lazy and I'm over cucumbered, so I'm going to walk really, really slow. We're going to do this. I'm walking slightly faster. I love spells. This works. This works. Okay. Alright, sell pile. What do we not need? Okay, we never use this, and it's just taking up space. We can put it away. Actually, no, give me that back. Before we do this, I lied. Before we do that, we're doing this. We need to check if there's anything we can disenchant for sauce, okay? We need to check for the sauce first, and then we can go do some. Holy shit! Skittle! Welcome in, everybody! Hello! Hi, good evening! Good evening! How was your stream, gamer? Welcome in, everybody! What were you playing? You're playing Dave the Diver?
Keep girl
Taylor,
boss.
thank you so much for the follow. You're not guessing, you keep Gorboss. If you are new in town, hello! My name is EB Games, and I like to play Skyrim, and that's about it. I raided and ran because I got to dinner and get ready for Eeps. Oh, well, good night, Scribble. I hope you had a really good stream. I hope you eat some yummy food, and thank you again for the raid. I really appreciate it. But thank you so much. But yes, we are currently playing Skyrim. I'm walking really slowly because I'm very over-cucumbered. I am carrying way too much weight, and we're doing a little bit of inventory management. So before we, wait, sacrifice a flawless gem. I don't care. Before we sell a bunch of our shit, we're trying to see if we can get anything out of our inventory that we can disenchant and get some sauce out of, get some new enchantments out of. So we're just gonna do all of this because we don't need them. These can all go. Okay, perfect. Everything else we're gonna sell. But this is our character. Yeah, we're still over cucumbered. Look at her. She does look very slay, though. She does look... Oh, she's kind of serving cunt. I'm sorry. But this is our character, Vanya. She is morally questionable. We currently just made a pact with Hircine, and we're going to make a pact with all of the Daedric gods. We are currently using the mod Legacy of the Dragonborn, which is a... Well, we're using, like, 800 mods. But what... Hi. Can I help you? Are you good?
I'm right behind you.
No, you're actually in front of me, but that's fine. Yeah, let's. I'm lazy, so I'm using the spell since I'm still over cucumbered. But, as our character, Vanya, she is very much into, the pursuit of knowledge, even if it leads her into some, questionable places. So we're currently just clearing out our character's inventory so we can give our characters more shit to hoard for us, our followers more shit to hoard for us, because we are trying to pretty much 100% the game so we can have all the displays in the museum. So, oh, and this is my cat, Jim. Hi, Jim. There's other followers, but Jim is the most important. Actually, let's mark this as your home for now, Jim. You live here. Assign your cat a home, giving them a safe place to return to when dismissed. Be sure to purchase a cat bed. How do I purchase a cat bed? Current collection update has an expansion mod for the homestead. Ooh, I need to look into that. Okay. Oh. He's so cute. Okay, do I have any? Oh, I don't have any fucking money. Okay, I guess I didn't earn anything from the sell pile last time, but I don't know if there's anything in there in the last time. So, I think we should be good to go. Yeah, but this is Vanya. Isn't she? Oh. She is so pretty. Can we have an Instagram moment real quick? We're gonna Instagram just really quickly. Just oh, look at her. Look at her in that beautiful house. She's so pretty. I mean, okay. Someone did tell me she kind of looks like Skylar White, and they're not wrong. But Skylar White is also pretty, so it's okay. It's fine. So, do you want a big cat? I'm always down for more fucked up followers. We have the 2 flesh boys. We have our cute cat. And we have Lucian, who's our cute twink. So, you know, we can always expand our little family. But yeah, this is the dining hall of the museum. There's also what we just passed. This is like the barracks for the people that work in the museum. This is where they live. And then over here is the prep area. So currently we have 491 displays in our museum. It's getting bigger and bigger every day. There's Lucian with his big fuck off glowy sword. And this is kind of like a dining hall where people like do like meetings and shit. But this is just, we're not going to go through the whole museum right now, but just to give you an idea of kind of what it looks like. Even though we have 491 displays, we're still nowhere even close to being done. There's still lots of empty displays. Let me get a little bit more light in here. Punk. So some of them are filled up over here, some of them are not. We still got a long ways to go. We still have, this one's almost done. We just need to get Grim Sever, and then this one will be complete. But we are a long way to go. But one of the things we're currently trying to do is get all of the Thane weapons. So when you become Thane of a Hold in Skyrim, you get a funky weapon for it. But we are trying to become Thane of every hold, but Falkreath doesn't like us. Even though I killed a werewolf and I killed a dragon and I helped a bunch of people, that apparently is not good enough for them. So I kind of want to give a big fuck you to Falkreath and like, the next nearest hold is Markarth, but I'm kind of a convicted felon in Markarth. Do you think they'll let that slide? Like, I mean, we're gonna need to do it anyway. You know, like, we're gonna need to become Thane of it anyway. So, like, I don't know. Maybe they'll let it slide. Maybe if I'm really, really nice, they'll let me be a felon. The mods in this pack add some very cool weapons for the Thane. Yeah, I think they reskin all the Thane weapons, so now they look really cool. I mean, I technically helped people in Markarth already, just not in the way they wanted me to. So where does the Jarl live? There's the treasury house. I don't think he lives there.
Behind those murders. God's help
Yeah,
us.
Modanok's my bestie. Don't talk shit about him. He's my friend. Don't talk shit about my friend. That's fucked up. There's a Shrine of Talos. Yeah, I don't think I've ever become Thane of Markarth, just like on my own. Like, I think it's just one of those things where I just never thought of it. Yeah, there's the Temple of the Bella. We got our dick sucked there in another playthrough. Let's see. Whee! I don't know why, but my brain makes me think it's gonna be at like the very top. Do I have a local map? Let's see. Treasury House, Endon's House. This is like all like. Let's see. Calcelmo's Library, Understone Keep, Calcelmo's Tower, Hall of the Dead, Markarth Ruins, the Hag's Cure, Sidna Mine, Smelter Overseer's House. I don't know which one of these would be the Jarl's like place of residence though. Maybe Vlindrel Hall? Maybe. Let's check there actually. I feel like it could be a hint, you know? Let's see, because there's the... Let me see. Am I going in the right direction? I'm not very... Vlindrel Hall's behind us, I think. Is it up there? Let's see. Might be up here. I feel like that could make sense. Ogman's house. Yeah, maybe like over here. This isn't it, right? No. Okay. I could see it being on top here. We'll see.
Mind yourself.
Okay, I'm trying. Nepos' house. No. I mean, can we go up further from here? Yeah. Okay, let me see. Hello? Vlindrel Hall. Maybe not that. Where does the Jarl live in Markarth? Do I want to look it up real quick? Let me see. We'll go up here too. Stray cat! It's Understone Keep? Okay, cool. Can I pet you? I don't think he wants to be pet. Yeah, he does not want to be pet. Okay, let's go to Understone Keep then. Where is that? I think that's on the other side of the city. Let me see. Understone Keep. Here it is. Okay, so we're kind of going the right direction. Let's take a look-see. Yeah, I don't even remember what Understone's Keep looks like. I'm gonna be real with you. I just don't like Markarth as a city, fundamentally. I'm just not a big fan of it. Like, I genuinely have... Like, I've been playing Skyrim for a decade now, and I genuinely do not know what Understone Keep looks like off the top of my head. I just think Markarth is kind of mid. I don't know. I don't think I'm unpopular in that opinion, though. Let's see. All right. Hi.
What are you hiding, priest?
I'm not hiding anything. It's closed for a reason.
Typical Imperial lies.
This guy's name is Thongvor.
Now you're keeping us from seeing
I wish my name was Thongvor. That's crazy.
Desecration of my ancestors' bodies.
Oh.
That's enough, Thongvor.
Did you fuck a dead body?
You there. You another Imperial...
No, I just want to know if that guy fucked a dead body. I don't know what you're talking about.
There's a war on and you don't know what I'm talking about.
Nope.
The Empire is destroying everything Skyrim stands for. Honor, pride, mighty Talos. Jarl Igmund can refuse to...
So that's who I need to talk to. Thank you.
Silverblood family will be heard.
Oh yeah, aren't you the guys that do the werewolf hunt and shit? Why should the Jarl listen to you anyway?
We own Sidna.
Oh, that's the mine I broke out of.
Skyrim.
Yeah, I broke out of. Oh my god, I borked. I broke out of that prison.
Reach safe. We flood
no, you don't. No, you don't.
Does the Jarl listen to us when we want to say?
No.
No.
Secret way out of Markarth? Ooh, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
This city from the Forsworn. Oh,
I also almost took this city as the Forsworn. Me and the Forsworn are besties. That was like the very beginning of the playthrough. Literally, the playthrough started and I was like, I'm going to go to jail. So, let's see. Hello, Mr. Jarl man. Mr. Jarl, what time is it? Oh, it's 3 a.m. I was like, where is he? It is literally 3 a.m. You come here often?
Hello, friend.
Hi. Oh, that is a hooker.
Take care of yourself.
Bye. She's really cute, though. All right, we'll just, loiter here until he goes into his Jarl chair, I guess. 3 a.m. in-game. 3 a.m. in-game. Here it is 7:52 p.m., but in-game it's 3 a.m., so we're just gonna loiter. Oh, hey, guys. Are you guys? Where's?
You're here to see the Jarl.
Yeah. Wait. What?
No sudden moves.
Wait. What the fuck was that?
Stand.
What was that? Did you see that? What was that? Oh shit. I forgot about the Daedric pole. Doesn't it like fuck me up if I don't like summon something ever so often? Let me see. I think I am gonna have to fucking summon a minion soon. She's a follower? Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. She's very pretty, though. Where is the Jarl? Hello? I would like to see the Jarl, please. You have some serious energy to be streaming at 3 a.m.? Bro, I work at 9:30. I wish. I mean, like, I work from home, so, like, I could.
Don't bother with Tacitus.
Oh, maybe I can help you. Maybe I can help you. What? Oh, no, there's no options here. Oh, there's the gamer squad coming in. Hi, can I help you?
Who are you to approach the Jarl of Markarth?
I'm Evie. I was looking to purchase a house.
Very well. You may approach the mournful throne, but watch your words.
Okay.
Keep your eyes open for Forsworn when you're
No, the Forsworn are my friends. Of course I'm gonna keep an eye out for them. They're my besties. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. You have some serious energy. See, that's the thing is I am definitely a 11 p.m. bedtime kind of bitch. Like, I used to stay up really late. Wait, are you... I thought that was a toilet for a split second. I was like, is bro shitting? Oh, you're the Jarl. Oh, okay. I really thought the Jarl was just like, hee potty time. Private multi-valor is set in the collection, including the random woman with the graybeards. Oh, I see. Okay. Hi.
Madanak has been found to be the true murderer of Markarth.
Yeah.
On behalf of the city, I apologize for your wrongful imprisonment.
Thank you. Now make me thane. I want to buy a house.
I don't know you, and I don't sell.
You wrongfully imprisoned me. You literally wrongfully imprisoned me, and I broke out of your prison. You should know who the fuck I am. Okay. Well, let's talk to the steward. Are you the steward? We did do the Sidna Mine stuff. We're currently trying to become Thane of every hold. And for some reason, Falkreath just does not fuck with me. So we're trying to do something in Markarth, because I tried to help people in Falkreath, but it's still like 0 out of 3, and I'm like, okay. So let's see, what was this? Kill or capture the bandit leader found at Forest Skull. Yeah, we can do that. Okay. Yeah, it says assisted people at Falkreath. I did like 3 things, and none of those counted. So I'm like, you know what? We'll come back to that later, because Falkreath, I'm not fucking with Falkreath. I'm not fucking with Falkreath, okay? I'm not ballin'. I am ballin', okay? I was ready to leave, and I did. I left. I'm not gonna stay somewhere where I am not wanted. I respect myself, okay? I don't know why there's void out there, but that's okay. My first run, I burnt every stage to the ground. It happens, you know, like, sometimes you just need to commit arson. It's okay. It's called letting out your emotions in a healthy way. I don't know if it's very healthy, actually. I think it's actually illegal, but, you know, everyone's got their own opinion, you know? Burn that place to the ground! Hi, gaming! Are you gaming today? Are you gaming? I was high on violence. Nah, yeah, next time next time someone, like, beats the fuck out of someone while they're, like, high on bath salts, that's what they should say. I was high on violence. Do you guys remember when that one guy was, like, high on bath salts and then he, like, ate somebody? Or, like, he bit somebody and everyone thought the zombie apocalypse was coming or something? Because I have, like, a very clear memory of that. Wait, I want to boil blood. I want to see if I can make someone explode. Hold on, these guys are, like, babies. No, don't kill them. I want to explode somebody. No, I wanted to see if I could make them explode. If they're low level, it's easier for me to make them explode. That's okay, though, I guess. Give me your money. You're all cringe. Give me your money. We cleared that out already, but where we're needing to be, not there. Fuck Hamar's shame. There were too many vampires there, and they literally ate my ass. Well, okay, maybe not literally, but figuratively. Wish you could clothesline someone with your bare hands. I mean, there are perks and stuff in Skyrim now where you can just, like, give someone a solid right hook and kill them. Like, on site. Alright, what is this your name? Viparth. More like Dieparth. Okay, can I boil your blood? No, he didn't explode! Oh, God, I wanted him to spontaneously combust. It's so funny when they spontaneously combust. No. Okay, that's fine. Alright, do you have anything good? Let's see. I do need to summon more boners. I haven't, oh, what the fuck? Okay, I haven't summoned my boner army in a while, and I need to get my skeleton boys back. Hi, Faye, welcome in, gamer. After you prove Madnax the mastermind, he's supposed to apologize. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. I guess he just has beef with me. Here, I need to heal myself, so let's go back to blood drain. Oh, wait, there's no more enemies there. Okay, you're too slow. I mean... You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Boner army? Yeah, my boners! We need to... Hey.
That spell looks dangerous.
Yeah, it is. You're coming with me.
Don't hurt me.
Wait, are you good? Wait, what? Are you good? Are you good? Oh, shit. Hi, Ray. We need to go back into manlet mode. We're... Okay. Alright. We're going back into manlet mode. Hold on. It hath been decreed... Do we go full manlet? I don't know if we go full manlet again. Maybe just... Oh, I'm glowing. Oh, she's radiant. What moisturizer do you use? Maybe we'll just go, like, slightly manlet. Because last time we went full manlet, it did not end well for us. I think that should be good. Does that look good? Alright, manlet mode. Oh, well, we can put her thigh back. That's fine. Wait, can I give her big tits as a manlet? Hold on. Where's the breast option? Breasts. No, it doesn't. I think it's because the armor I have. Her boobs aren't boobing boobily. Oh, that's okay. This is fine. Look at her fucking cape. What the fuck? This is what happens when you take Ozempic. Why is she actually, I know why she's coughing. She has no goddamn neck. Okay. Well, we're now in manlet mode, and now we need to go back to Markarth and be like, hey, bestie. We did that. We did that crash countdown. No! How it feels to chew 5 gum. Welcome in, gamers. Oh my gosh. Okay. We'll be manlet mode until I remember to not be manlet mode. Hi, Jim. Yeah. I just love his stupid little meow. It's not like meow, it's like meow. Like, he's got some sass to him. Jim's kind of sassy, you know? Okay. Hello, I have a prisoner. Can I buy a house now? I feel like that's not ethical to be like, hey, you want to buy a house here? Okay, bring us a prisoner. I don't think that's very ethical. Oh, look at her go. Look at her. She's so glorious! Terminator, thank you for that hydrate. I will probably take a break right after this because I've been saying I need to go get water, and we'll just take like a quick 1-minute break so I can go grab my water cup. But I will redeem that as soon as we're done this conversation. Oh wait, you're not who I need to talk to. Hi. Hi.
Do be careful with that
Hi.
spell, will you?
Hi.
Do be careful with that spell,
Hi.
will you?
Another streamer just banned me for no reason. It'd be like that. Trade 1 prisoner for 1 house, please. It's economical.
Things are bad, Igman.
Oh wait, is that what they're talking about? Wait, can I steal this? Hold on. Hammered copper pot too? I need to steal that later. That has a check mark by it. Or a plus sign. I need to steal that. I don't know what they're talking about. I just want to buy my house. Markarth is another city to burn down. I hate Markarth, dude. I just want the thane weapon for the museum. That's all I want.
The safety of the city and our settlements must be... I can't believe I got caught.
Wait, what? Yeah, I can't believe you got caught either by little old me. That's the only way to get a home. No!
We're done discussing this for now.
Oh.
Okay.
Do be careful with that spell, will you?
Are we good then?
Treat my people fairly, and I will do the same to you.
Are we...
I've had enough of you.
Put on these rags and hand over your valuables. Is that all I was supposed to do?
You dirty thief.
You are literally a bandit. How am I the thief here? You thiefed first. You started it. Okay, did I do that right? Yeah, bring the, oh, it's to a guard. Okay, is there any guards over here? Guards, I have a lady. Here you go.
Can't believe I'm posted here.
This is a bandit leader that y'all put a bounty on.
You've done well.
Yay!
Thank you. Here, this is for you.
They're still yapping up there. Seems like you have everything. Only 25 gold for that? Are you serious? But thank you so much for the posture check. Welcome in, gamer. How is that only 275 gold. I think it should be 250 gold. That I risked my life for that. Are you fucking serious?
I'm placing you under arrest.
I take what little business I can get.
Oh, he's placing her under arrest, I guess.
Someone stole your
Oh wait, are you guys going? I don't know. With this mod pack, the way he approached her, I was like, is he just gonna start grabbing her titties or something? Like, I really thought that's where this was going. I thought he was just gonna whip his dick out or something. How are you doing? I'm doing good. I'm having a good time. I do need to go get water soon because I forgot to do that. All right. The bandit leader at Forest Skull Lookout awaits judgment in your dungeon.
Excellent. You've done us
Can I buy a house now? I brought a whole ass person. Can I buy a house? This is manlet mode. We're in manlet mode. We might even go further manlet. I don't know yet. I'm not sure yet. All right, hi.
My people fairly, and I will do the same to you.
Can I buy a house now?
I don't know you, but if you're willing to work and you prove to be reliable,
Let me talk to the steward again,
I might
then?
deem you worthy to live here.
Let me see.
Do be careful with that
Shut
spell,
up.
will
He's
you?
so annoying.
Do be careful with that spell.
Can I not talk to you right now?
Do be careful
Okay.
with that
Well, do you have any
Most
work?
won't have
Maybe we
trouble
do
to live
that.
for too long. Are you a sellsword?
Why did he say it like that?
Honor, no loyalty.
Are you a sellsword?
away a
Like,
potential ally.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God, thank you so much for all the raids today. Ah! Onirin, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome to the stream, gamers. Good evening. This is gonna be awkward. Welcome to the stream. If I could get a shout out for Onirin, I would really appreciate it. Tamarun, thank you so much for following on Gasakiki Grobos. Welcome to 656. Thank you so much for following on Gasakiki Grobos. Welcome to the stream, gamers. We are how do I do I explain this? Or do we just like do the raiders want me to explain? Or do we just keep going? This is peak female performance. You may not like it, but this is
girl boss.
We just bought. Okay, we just bought. Well, you know what? The Law Rap, thanks so much for the follow. You know, I guess I can't keep girl boss. Do you need a doctor? Nah, she's just on Ozempic. It's cool. This is so what this actually is we have a redeem called manlet mode. And honestly, we can go further manlet. I feel like just for the raid, you know what? We'll go further manlet. We'll go where? Are we back here? It's like one of those fucking like, I'm just so small and tiny. I'm just so petite and cute. Let me just get up here real quick. Hi. Oh fuck wait, Jim! Jim just yeeted me off there. Jim, why would you do that? That was fucked up. Did you see that? Jim swatted me off.
Girl boss.
Spike, thank you so much for the follow. I guess I can keep girl boss. I'm waiting for a big head redeem. If we get big head redeem, we'll combine them, and then maybe my game will crash, but that's okay. So welcome to the stream. I'm playing Skyrim. We are doing a Legacy of the Dragonborn run, which is a mod that basically asks you to gather as much shit from Skyrim as you can. And you put it in a museum, and you can kind of display all the stuff. So I really like it because I like to hoard my items when I'm playing Skyrim. And that's what we're doing. So we're trying to become Thane of every hold. We were going to be Thane of Falkreath, but they were mean to me. So now we're Thane of Markarth. Oh, there's the cape again, which is arguably worse. But we need to get people to like us. But welcome in, everyone, and thank you again for the raid, Onirin. What did you play? If someone could shout out Oni, I'd really appreciate it. Let's go. What do we need to do? So we need to kill somebody. Kill the leader of Broken Tower Redoubt. Okay, well, let's do that. Apparently we've done it already, but we'll do it again, I guess. We were dinos in Path of Titans. Oh, one of my friends really likes Path of Titans. I kind of want to try it because, like, I don't know. I kind of just fuck with being a dinosaur. I kind of just want to be a dinosaur, you know? I don't know. Oh, my God. Fuck. I don't know if we've ever done combat in itty bitty mode. What's it gonna look like if I summon something? Oh, there's my big boy. There's my big boy. Can I? Okay, I can still cast spells effectively. They're not hidden. What?
That makes the fight that much more.
What is she talking about? Do you hear her? Please keep screaming in pain. Shut up. What? Okay, I think I can hit him from there. Oh god, I don't know if I can, the angle. I'm trying to heal myself, but the thing is, I can't even see myself. I use blood magic, so my health is low, so I have no casting source right now. Do you guys have anything? Maybe we'll have to unsmall ourselves. Maybe we might be a bit too small, dare I say. Are you guys doing anything? Lydia, you're just standing there. Do something! Dude! Okay, I guess they're dead. It's fine. It's fine. We're going in. What are they gonna do? Notice me? I'm like 2 inches tall. It's fine. I look like fucking Tinkerbell. It's fine. But yeah, I definitely want to try Path of Titans at some point. I just think dinosaurs are neat. I really like going to, I went to the Natural History Museum recently, and seeing all the dinosaur bones was really fucking cool. Not gonna lie. I'm praying for Lydia. Rip your Skyrim save, Blacksmith. I am so sorry. Okay, there's a person over there, so, guys, can we go? Can we fight? Here, just send out a big boy, and then I'm gonna go hide. I can't even, oh god. Oh, this is rough. I cannot. There she is. Okay. Maybe we should. Oh, okay. You know, we're just gonna take the risk, and we're gonna. Maybe we will be a little. Oh God. We'll be just a little bigger, like just a little bit. There we go. That's a little bit more acceptable.
I love to.
Okay, Recorder, you're so normal. You're so fun, cute, and normal. I love when she's normal. It's so great when she's normal. Okay, let me do candlelight. And now we can see a little bit better. As well as we can, I suppose. Alright, there's someone. Oh shit, I've been shot. Okay. I renamed the Elder Scroll to Liberty Prime. You know, I'm a little sad that Elder Scroll is no longer Elder Scroll, but I trust you. I trust you made the correct choice as a parent for your hamster child. I believe in you. Okay, are you guys good? Are we good? Yeah, I think this is a pretty low-level dungeon, so I'm kind of just like... I have to clear it for the quest thing, but I think we'll be okay. I think this will be easy-peasy lemon-squeezy with all our summons. We might even be able to one-shot some people. We might be able to explode some people. We only got... Oh, wait, the Bella statue. Oh, damn. Okay. Wait. Bless you. I thought... Is your... No. Okay, good. I thought her coochie was out for a second, and I was gonna be really concerned. But yeah, I think this should be a pretty easy one to clear out. We just need to get, to do it for, the Falkreath guy to fuck with us, because I need to be Thane of every hold. But becoming Thane of every hold is a lot hard. Oh my god! Leave me alone. Okay, that almost hit me twice, but it didn't. It's fine. Everything's fine. But it's a lot harder than I thought it would be. So we're doing our best to try and help people. Sometimes people won't let me help them, which is a little annoying, so I try to, like, I don't know, I feel like the little kid in Up. You know what I mean? Like, hello, are you in need of any assistance today? Like, that's what I'm essentially doing, trying to get the citizens of Skyrim to help me. Is there drugs back there? No, I thought it was skooma. I don't care about a potion. I just want drugs, dude. Okay, that's fine. Let's see. Defang, thank you so much for the follow. Now, Gaslight Geeky Girl Boss, welcome to the stream. So let's see if we can find this bandit leader. I think is he in this building? Okay, he is supposedly, oh no, he's not. Okay, so let's head out here. Maybe it's a different part of the kind of like complex, you know? Because usually the bandit camps have like a bunch of like different buildings and stuff. So he must be in a different spot. So we just need to find him, kill him, and tell the Falkreath man that we did that. Oh, well, no, it's saying it. He is in here. Okay, it's doing something weird. We're just gonna head back in here and go out the other way. Because I think we went in. I think we accidentally hit it from the back, and we went in the wrong way, and now it's like being weird. Can I fit in the door, please? Can I please fit in the door? Please? I'm begging you. Please. Okay, thank you. Alright, there's my flesh colossus. Hi, baby. Okay, let's see the other door. I'm just gonna go where the marker tells me to, because I am directionally challenged. If I don't follow the marker, I'm not gonna know where the fuck to go. So, let's see. I see it. Oh, wait, that's a different one. Yeah, maybe it is, like, further in here. So, let's see. It says it's uppies. Alright, we need to go uppies. Thank you, Saku! I appreciate that. They're playing Path of Titans. I see. Yeah, dinosaur game. Dinosaur game. Thank you again for the raid, gamer. I really, really do appreciate it. Alright, let's see what the fuck is up. Yeah, I think they might just be uppies. Oh, shit! There's rocks, there's rocks, there's rocks. Are the rocks done? Okay, I think the rocks are done. Okay, I forgot I had blood dagger. Okay, there we go. Alright, imagine being killed with a dagger made out of your own blood. That's kind of... Oh, shit. Alright, hi. Let me just... Okay, I need to use a spell that's going to heal me back, too. There we go. Oh, shit. Okay, she's actually doing damage. Okay, yeah. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Okay. No more rocks falling. We just need to murder everyone, and then we're fine. Okay? As long as we just murder everyone, it's okay. And I'm going to quick save real quick because I don't trust myself at all to handle this well with how much health I have. I will probably accidentally kill myself with my blood magic, but that's okay. Water under the bridge. You know, water under the bridge. Hi! Okay, this is not the spell I wanted, but it still works. Where's the better one? Here we go. Ah, that missed. God damn it. Okay, let me... Oh, she blocked it. That's what it was. Oh, shit! I'm on fire. Okay. Fortify health and healing. There we go. Okay. Guys, can you guys go in there? Get in there, besties. Oh, fuck, she blocked it. That's the thing, is if it hits, I get my health back that I used to cast it. But if it misses, then I'm fucked. So, we're just gonna let my followers handle that, I guess. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, that's where I need to be. Alright, I'm gonna trust the game. Go where I need to be. And it's fine. You know, it's fucking fine. Alright, let's see. Here we go. Are you alive? You don't look alive. I think you're dead. Yeah, you're dead. It doesn't look alive. Okay. Oh, yeah. I meant to go get water, and then I got distracted. Okay. I'm going to go get water real quick. We're literally going to take a 1-minute break just so I can go. Oh, fuck. Hi. Can I just suck you off real quick? Thank you. Okay, let me suck this guy off, and then we'll go get water, and we'll take a break. It's fine. Oh, shit. Okay, yeah. He got absolutely fucking eliminated. Easy peasy. Alright. We're gonna take a break for 1 minute just so I can go run get water. Thank you for the clips, gamer. I really appreciate it. And we will be right back. Yeah, that's my BRB screen. Yup. Okay, Are we back? Are we back? Okay, we're back. We're fucking back. Alright, let's get back into business. Okay, I have my water. I have hydrated. We take a deep breath. Everything's fine. Everything's cool. We killed people. Yeah, I need a moment too, girl. It's okay. It's okay. Okay? Alright. Let's go. Go back to Falkreath. Tell him we did the thing. And get our quest so we can become the fucking thane. Okay? Because I just want to buy property. That's all I want to do, is a girl just wants to buy property. Okay, we've cleared that tower out. There we go. Return to Igman. Let's just fast travel over there, because I don't know, there's sometimes when I play Skyrim and I'm like, oh, I just want to walk everywhere. I don't want fast travel. I want to be immersive. But I'll be honest, I'm kind of feeling like a lazy bitch today, and I kind of just want to fast travel. Also, I don't know why these lanterns are just hanging out here, but that's okay. We're gonna turn off melee mode because the cape is getting a little crazy. So just to make sure my PC doesn't crash, we're gonna take a break from melee mode for now. I think we only let melee mode run for a little bit anyway, so that's okay. We'll put her back. Okay, maybe not that much. Okay, let's put all the sliders back to 1. Okay, we keep her butt settings the same. Those are important to me. And the breast. Why is one breast 0.6 sag and the other is 0 sag? Let's have some even amounts of sag, okay? Okay, thank you. Let's just put that. There we go. Let's put her spine back. I think she's allowed to have a spine. You know, I'm just so nice that I let my characters have spines because I'm just such a nice guy. You know? Okay, there we go. Perfect. Perfect. Let's just put those numbers back to 1 so she doesn't look too silly. She'll look a little silly, but that's okay. All right, I think she should be normal now. Are you normal? Oh, right. I forgot about the Ozempic. Okay, let's try this again. Let's try this again. Clearly we forgot some things. What settings even are those? Here we go. Waist, we'll put that back to 1. There we go. Spine, put that back to 1. You get 1 spine. That is all you are allowed. 1. Don't forget it. Okay. And then this one. Oh, okay. Maybe not that much spine. Maybe not that much spine. There we go. Okay. I think she's back to normal now. Are you normal? There we go. All right. We're back to normal. Can we take more from our enemies? Maybe. We'll have to find out. We'll have to see. All right. Okay. I feel so hydrated. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Vortex, for some reason, I think maybe I was trying to clear out a bunch of my files because my hard drive had like 2 gigs left. So I was trying to clear some stuff out, and I think I accidentally deleted Vortex, so I had to start stream late because I was like freaking out because I deleted Vortex. But I just downloaded it again, and it saved all my mods, and we were all good. All right. Hey, bestie.
Treat my people fairly, and I will do the same to you.
Okay, the leader of Broken Tower Redoubt is dead.
I'm impressed. Forsworn usually makes short work of mercenaries, but you took care of them. Here is your reward.
Yay! Oh shit, he gave me over 1,000 gold. Okay, that's pretty good actually. Do you have any more work for me?
I do. A personal matter. My father died trying to negotiate with the Forsworn, back when that was possible. They took his shield to those Hargraven beasts they could.
Oh, this is gonna be another artifact.
I warn you, it's dangerous work. No man of mine has ever faced a Hargraven and lived.
Really?
I understand if you decline.
Don't worry about me. I'll do it.
Divines watch over you.
Easy peasy. Hagravens are like nothing to me. Okay? Alright, let's head over there. And I'm hoping maybe after this we should get the thing of like help people in Markarth or whatever. I already helped one lady by having her not get murdered. At least I think I helped her not get murdered. I'll have to check. I don't know if she's still alive. Because you can prevent the lady from getting stabbed when you walk into Markarth. I just don't remember if I did that. Like, I might have accidentally let her die, but it was an accident. But, like, if I did, if I did help her, then, like, I should be rewarded for that. Did you sacrifice the kid? Why do we keep coming back to my child sacrifice? Can we please just let it go? Like it's not that serious, guys. It just, everyone makes mistakes. Everyone has those days. That's what Hannah Montana says. You know, like, it happens, okay? Yeah, I sacrificed a child one time. Sue me, you know? This is a joke. EB Games does not condone child sacrifice. I promise. Oh, shit, dragon, hey. Okay, Hello? Hello? Okay, can I... Oh, shit. Okay, let's see. Where is... I think it's this one. Where's the thing where I can sling, like, balls of blood? Okay, there we go. So since it hit, right, then we're good. God, doing this in the rain is kind of rough. But I think we'll be okay. There we go. He landed. I missed. There we go. Can I aim for not the snoot? Like, can I aim for, like, the midsection? No, the lock-on wants me to go for the snoot. Which is fine, but... Wait, what? Who did I fucking... Huh? 500 bounty at it. What did I do? I mean, I'm a thane, so I should get away with it. I think I accidentally bonked a guard or something. It was an accident. There's a dragon. You can't hold me accountable for my actions. No. I'm trying to be helpful. God forbid. How's that not hitting? 10,000 bounty? What did I do? It was an accident. I didn't mean to. Thank you for the posture check, but I think I accidentally killed somebody. Are you guys mad? Accidental murder is still murder, but I didn't mean it. You didn't see anything. What? Hi.
You're asking for trouble walking around with dangerous magic like
I
that.
guess he's not wrong. Can I buy your goat? Wait, what? I can buy a goat?
Of course. For that price? Sure.
I got a goat! Oh, fuck yeah!
Feels charged.
Where's my goat? Where's my goat? Where's my goat? My goat. Who are you people? Oh, wow, I did kill that man. Oh, shit, but I have a new artifact. Fuck yeah. Sorry I killed that guy. We're cool about it, though, right? We're cool?
That spell looks dangerous.
We're cool. Where's my goat? Where's my goat? Where the fuck's my goat? I just bought a goat. Where is it? Where's my goat? That's a chicken. And these are just floating lights for some reason. What? I didn't know I could buy a goat. Did I just get swindled into buying a fucking goat? Hi, Jester! No, 10 more guards. Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen. Like, Cow Flop Farmhouse. Why would you name your farm Cow Flop? That feels like you're just asking to, like, not be successful. Cow Flop Farmhouse. Okay. Alrighty. I see you. Let me see. Here, I want to try something because for some reason I don't have enough light in my room. So I'm trying to, like, turn my brightness up on my phone to see if that'll help because it keeps, like, losing my tracking. Because because it's too dark in my room. Hell, Michigan exists? That's true. I can go to Leveler's Tower. I might just do that, honestly, because I don't want to deal with it. You know, let's, I am kind of sad I missed out on my goat, but that's okay. It's...
Get away from me.
Okay, she seems hostile. Gee, I fucking wonder why. Okay, is this the inn? Like, where the fuck are we? That's not my goat. Where'd my goat go? I got swindled out of a fucking goat. Okay, this is bullshit. Alright, let's do what we need to do. We're not getting distracted, okay? And then we might kill somebody for swindling me out of a goat. Because that was fucked up, okay? You don't just swindle a woman out of a goat. I paid good money for that goat. And I will not be disrespected like that. But after that, before we go anywhere, we are probably going to go to Leveler's Tower and clear our fine. Because, like... I don't know, if I was purposely trying to be a dick and do murder, I'd, like, take the L. But, like, that was literally the most accidental accident that ever accidented. You know what I mean? Who are you?
That spell looks dangerous.
Citizen. Oh my god, hello, citizen with the massive titties. You look kind of pale.
It would seem so.
A dual wielder of swords, shooting arrows
Okay.
from my
I think she might be a vampire, but I guess we're just gonna address her massive bazongers and not the undead thing. But, you know. Who am I to judge? I kill people, so I really can't pass any judgment there. So we're just gonna use long stride because I'm lazy, and we're just gonna our way over there. But it should be, yeah, the shield shouldn't be too hard to find, I think. Apparently, it doesn't look like we have to go in anywhere. The goat has a quest marker. Wait, for real? Where's my goat? What do I even do with a goat? I don't know why I impulse bought a goat in Skyrim. It's part of the CC pets. Don't see anything for it. Oh, there we go. Okay. Well, we'll grab the goat later. We're already over here, but... Okay, I guess I impulse bought a goat. There we go. Okay. Serpent's Bluff. Oh. I haven't been here before. Oh, shit. Hi. 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 Where are you going? Why are you Naruto running away from me? Do you want your blood boiled? Because we can make that happen. No, he didn't explode. It's more fun when they explode. Okay, let me... Here, don't hit me. Because I... Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Okay, I'm gonna fucking die. Let me not die, actually. I think it's really cool when I don't die. Let's summon some big... Oh, wait, no. I think we already have big boys summoned. What is going on? Where is everybody? Is that my friend or someone else's friend? Who the fuck's hitting me? Oh, I think I need to summon something. That's not why I'm getting, like, whispers. No, let's summon the big flesh boys. Flesh boy time, flesh boy time. There we go. All right, now we're cooking.
Hey, you're a fiery one, aren't you?
Yes, she is made of fire, Lucian. Excellent observation. All right, she's gonna explode. Perfect. Okay, that actually worked out really well. Did we get everybody? Can't believe we just wandered into that. Actually, I can very well believe we just wandered into that, but it's fine. It's okay. Any good grub here? Any good shit? Coin purse, I'll take that. Doesn't look like it. Let's actually, what time is it in game? Oh, there's enemies nearby. Oh, hey! Okay. There's more baddies over here. We might sleep then, because I don't like traveling at night very much if I don't have to. Do we get everybody? Looks like the gang got him. Okay, cool. Briarheart. Let's see. Ebony Boots of Fate looks cool. And then we got another Fate card. Fate cards are like the tarot cards in Skyrim. They're added by the Legacy of the Dragonborn mod that I was talking about earlier. Alright, let's take a rest. I'm gonna take a sippy. And then we will continue cooking. Alright. Let's see. What time is it? 6 a.m.? Perfect. Alright, let's see. It should be right over here then. Yeah, it would make sense that's in like a Forsworn kind of thing. Okay. Hopefully this won't be too hard to go get. It shouldn't be. I don't think it'll be too crazy. Everyone was like level 14. I think the highest was like level 20. So we should be fine. If we're not fine, then I guess I'll shit my pants. I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Alright. Are we all here? What? Is it just me or is this room very cramped? Okay, we're going. Oh, no, it's just because Big Boy McGee is making it look a little bit smaller than it is. Really miss your fun streams. Oh, I'm glad you're here. Thank you for. I'm glad you think my streams are fun. I appreciate it. I'm glad you're having a good time. I killed that man. Oh, let me kill him again. There we go. Perfect. And then we just, hop. That's fine. Oh, there's a hag raven. Oh, shit. Okay. How do we... Oh, okay, don't step on the trap. Let's not do that. Okay. Someone stepped on the trap, but it didn't hit me, so I think it's fine. All right. Oh, there's blood everywhere. Oh, okay, we're gonna walk past that. Good job, team.
You really are ugly, aren't you?
Oh, Lucian, you can't say it. Well, I think it's okay to call a hag raven ugly. Are we allowed to call hag ravens ugly? I think that's fine. All right. There we go. Holy shit, the shield block is loud. Okay. That should be fine. And then the shield should be just... Let me see. I can't see shit in here. I don't know about you guys, but let's bring some candlelight in here. Looks like there should be something that goes here, but I don't know what it would be. And then this is blocked off. Let's see if there's like a way to get through there. Like a lever or something I can pull. Let's see. Oh, it's fucking Jim. I'm sorry, I'm so obsessed with Jim. Anything? There's this door over here. So we might just be able to lockpick this door and we'll be okay. Shit. Side note, I never ate dinner tonight, by the way. So I feel like I should eat, but I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I should eat, but I'm low-key not hungry. You know what I mean? Like, I had a lot of, like, stomach problems lately. So there's, like, I know I should eat, but all I've eaten today was, like, Well, we went out for breakfast with my parents because I went to my sister's college like orchestra concert last night, which was fun. And we went out for breakfast. And then I just ate some cheese and crackers. And that's all I've had today. And I feel like I should be hungry. But I'm kind of just not low-key. But like, I know I should... I don't know. I don't know what I should eat is the thing. Let's see. Yeah, it's not behind that door. How do we fucking open this? Yeah, it should be something over here, but I don't... If I stand on it, will it open? Is there like a book or anything anyone was holding? Because I know we need to get over here. And it definitely looks like something should be there, but I didn't see anything that we would like put on it. And there's not even anything that says like put an item on it. Like we can't interact with it. What's this like purple glow? You see that? I'm not insane. That's there. Okay. And there's no like shortcut over here. It's just mid loot. Isn't this the way I came from? Yeah, it is. Maybe something over here? On the altar? No. Doesn't look like it.
How much farther do we have to run?
Let's keep going. We gotta keep going. I don't know. I feel like I'm definitely missing something. Like a book or something that was supposed to go on here, but I genuinely... Like, I didn't see anything that was, like, super unique. No one's gonna know. It's fine. No one will know. I don't feel like getting lost today. It's fine. Ooh, big soul gem. Okay, don't mind if I do. Let's see what's in here. Ooh, spell tome. Okay. And then, is there anything we can disenchant while we're here? Let's see. Ebony Boots of Fate we can disenchant. Okay, cool. Do we have anything we can enchant? Yeah, we don't have any filled soul gems. I need to be better about filling soul gems, but it's just like, I don't know. I never think about it when I'm like actually doing stuff, you know? It was probably a button like this we were looking for, but I just didn't see any, you know? Alright, let's head back. Give him his shield. And then hopefully then, we can start trying to be the Thane of Markarth. I don't really want to be Thane of Markarth, but it's a necessary evil for what we're doing. So let's head back to Understone. And we'll see if the Jarl, whatever the fuck his name is, because I forgot already. We'll see if he's happy with me. I don't know if he's going to be, but we're going to see what happens. Hi, guys. Hey. Oh, that is the Pull of Oblivion. Sorry. I need to summon... Can I summon something real quick? Will people be mad at me if I summon a big boy in here? Because the Pull of Oblivion is not great. I don't think I want to be pulled by Oblivion, personally, but maybe that's just a me thing. Alright. Igmund, that's his name. Jarl Igmund. Hi. I have your shieldy wieldy. Hello. Hello.
Good to have you by my side, friend.
Yay, he called me his friend. Alright, well, I have you the shield. I have you the shield. I have your shield.
You've honored my father's memory in more ways than I have words to say. I hereby grant you permission to purchase property in my city. Talk to my steward if you're interested.
I was drinking water, but yay!
And take this, a gift from the Jarl's personal stores.
Oh, fuck yeah. Orcish helmet. Okay, I don't think that's... Yeah, okay. My Jarl, is there anything else you need? This should be it.
There is room in my court for a new thane. It's an honorary
Let's
title,
go.
mainly. But there are a few perks someone like you could make use of.
Hell yeah.
However, I could only grant the title to someone who is known throughout my hold, and who owns at least one piece of property in my city.
Okay.
You help my people and purchase a house for my steward, and I'll make you my thane.
Perfect. It would be my honor.
As you were then.
Alright, let's see. We've already assisted one, and since the reach is a bit bigger, instead of it being 3 people, it's 5, and we already have 1, so we just need to do 4 more. 32,000 to get a fucking house here? Are you fucking serious? It's 32,000? We only have 17k. Jesus, why is Markarth so expensive? This city is ass. No, that's not, no. That's not how the economy works. Supply and demand. No one wants to... There's no demand to live here. Why the fuck would anyone want to live here? You must be level 6. Part of it is because we've been buying lots of houses all over the place. Like, we bought a few different places, and we bought the house in Solitude, and we bought a house... I don't know. We haven't... Did we buy the house in Falkreath? I don't know if we did. But that's part of it is we've been buying the houses to be thane. But we might have some in the treasury, maybe? I don't know. Let's see. Let's start asking around and seeing if we can do some easy peasy stuff to help people. Stuff like not getting fucked by 30 vampires. I don't really want to do that again. I know it sounds like I might be into that, but I'm not. You can go help with the Dwarven Ruin Researcher. Oh, yeah. He should actually be in Understone. And I think that was a pretty fun quest, if I remember correctly. Let me see. What's going on over there?
Everything all right?
Let me see. Do you want to use a console to give yourself gold? No, I want to be honest. I want to try and earn it. And we probably will earn it. Like, it probably is not going to take us that much time, especially once we have the sell pile stuff. We still need to check the donations box, too. Beyond Boundary, thank you so much for the hydrate. Alright, let's see. I think he's up here, maybe? Where is that guy?
Court. The Dwemer Museum isn't open to anyone without the court wizard's permission.
Who's the court wizard?
Calcimo.
Calcimo. That's who we need to help, right? Yeah.
Spends most of his time studying the ruins. If you want in, Calcimo has to give his say-so. He's usually in front of Nishuan Cell.
Nishuan Cell. Okay, well, how do I go down the tunnel? Is that the tunnel? Where is bro? Probably over here, I think. I haven't done this quest before, but it was a long time ago. Like, several years ago, Alright, who are you?
I'm Calcelmo's nephew.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, you're kind of cute, actually. Okay, hi.
What are you doing here?
The amount of real estate has increased for most of them. That's so fucked up.
Workers or guards.
I was looking for you, actually.
I told you I'm not hiring.
Did you read the Legacy of the Dragonborn main quest line? So it's good that you're knocking these out. Okay, cool. Bet.
Finish my research. You idiot. Do you even know who I am?
He's so mean. The fuck?
Recognized scholar on the Dwemer in all of Tamriel. And you people keep bothering me.
I just want to go to the museum, bro.
I'm sorry, I got too excited.
No, you weren't excited. You were just being mean. Why is bro so mean?
How can I help you?
A guard said you own the Dwemer Museum.
Correct. It's a private place where I can catalog my research. Occasionally, the Jarl will come in and have questions.
Yeah, he's just kind of a dick for no reason. You know, like, it's like, yeah, it's cool you've accomplished all these things. But you don't need to be a meanie. Like, dude, chill out.
My workers call her Nimmi, the poisoned one. If you deal with Nimmi, I'll let you into both the excavation site and my Dwemer Museum. What do you say?
I think that sounds good. Easy peasy.
Good. Here's the key to the dig site.
Alright, cool. Well, I have permission to go there, so that should be easy peasy. Now, where is the quest? I just want to make sure I have it checked off. Okay, perfect. How do I get down there? They said, let me... Jim, are you doing okay? Are you hungry? Do you need food? Let me make sure he has food in his inventory. Has he eaten anything? No, he still has food. He's good. He's fine. Okay, cool. As long as Jim's okay, then I'm okay. Alright. Let's take a look and see if we can just get this knocked out easy peasy. It's just a spider, right? How hard can it be? Easy peasy, easy money. Alright. We're probably going to do this quest and then we're probably going to have to stop for the night because my throat hurts for some reason. I don't know why, but like, I think I just haven't been drinking enough water lately. So I want to make sure I don't fuck up my my voice for work tomorrow. So we'll probably do this quest and then we'll wrap up. But I will be back on Wednesday. I stream for all the new gamers in town. I stream every Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday when my body isn't trying to kill me at 6:30 p.m. EST. You don't want to do the quest right behind the spider? You're already there, so you might as well. Oh, what's that one? I don't remember that one. Let me see. Drink more water. I really do need to. I think it's because I was traveling and the air was really dry, and that's why I'm like, you know. So let's see what's down here. Yeah, it's just a Spider-Man. Spider-Man, Spider-Man. Does whatever a Spider-Man can. Perfect. And then you can go. No one likes you. You can go. Why is he like level 6? Fuck out of here. Oh fuck, I think I accidentally got someone's familiar mad at me. Can I hit the... Bro! Stop being alive, Jesus. Okay, that was a little extra, but that's okay. Could be allergies. Yeah, it definitely could be. I didn't go super far, but I also was in a pretty different, like... I was way closer to sea level than I was. The cannibal quest starts in the Markarth catacombs. I love the cannibal quest! I mean, does it still count as helping if I'm helping the cannibals? Like, I am... Oh, that's a dead body. Can you scoop... Can you, just scooch that out the way? Just, get that out of here. Get that out of here. You can eat it, Jim. There you go. Thank you for the clip jingle. I appreciate you. Okay, let me go. Oh, right. Okay, can I just... I'm an idiot. Hold on. Let me just get my fucking dagger out. There we go. And I'm gonna heal myself for good measure, because I was being a little silly there. Just a little bit, but that's okay. That's okay. Alright. Boop. And a boop. And a boop. Perfect. Alright. Hello? Oh, there's the spider. Okay, yeah, you are a big fucking spider. Oh, okay, please stop. Stop. Go away. Okay, let's see. There we go. Alright, now we're on him. It'll count as helping the priest. Hell yeah. Okay, then you know what? Fuck yeah, let's help some cannibals. Alright. Easy peasy. Tell Calcimo that Nimhi is dead. Okay, is there an easier way to get out of here? Can we just go through? Huh? What is going on with all these naked people with their dicks taken away? Why is your dick gone? Like, I know it's probably a good thing considering I'm streaming, but like... It's not even like a Ken doll. His dick went to the fucking Shadow Realm. Ye cock hath been vanished. Yeah, it is helping us. Shut up. I'm still fucked up about it. Why hath ye cock been banished? Someone is out here stealing schlongs. No, his dick is gone. Why is his dick gone? Here. Computer, enhance. We can fix it. I don't know. I know Twitch says I can't show nudity, but like, we can't just let a man have his dick get banished to the shadow. Look at him. He's opaque. He's hollow. His dick has been banished to the Shadow Realm. Oh my god.
What are you doing?
Inigo, why'd you come? What? Inigo, his dick is gone. How would you feel if your dick was gone? How would you feel? That's so fucked up. Thank you for the clip. That's so SKYRIM Japan edition. I care about welcome in. You're Schlongs of Skyrim has a glitch. See, it works. I don't know why. I don't know why. Hi, Elm. I love Inigo, but he just called me a weirdo. But like, yeah, I'm looking at another dude's cock, but it's not. It's because it's not there. I'm concerned. Inigo is just upset that I'm concerned. I love him, but shit. We have to right-click Schlongs of Skyrim and press reinstall and purge sort deploy. I mean, like, we can. Here's the thing: is there's two wolves inside of me right now, right? There's like, oh, go fix your Schlongs of Skyrim because the fucking ball physics are really funny. But there's also part of me that's like, maybe this is a sign. Maybe this is a sign from God that like. I should not, like, maybe, like, I've been skirting the line on Twitch and YouTube for too long. Maybe this is a sign from whatever higher being out there that's like, hey, girl, let's tone it back a little bit. Let's not get banned on Twitch. You like streaming. Let's not get banned. Two wolves inside Ebi and both are missing schlongs. It's so fucked up. Wait. Give me my dick back. Did you steal my cock? Get it back! Yeah, get his ass, Jim. I heard that. You hear Jim growling? Yeah, fuck him up, Jim. Fuck him up. Get the Sophia follower mod. I do have Sophia. I just don't have her yet in this playthrough. My other playthrough, so I have 2 playthroughs going on right now. We have the very serious Legacy of the Dragonborn animation, where we're, oh my god, I get shot! Leave me alone. Okay, anyway. Ignore me getting shot. Wait, are you, what the, guys, help me! Why are my followers just standing there? Help me! I was trying to explain about how I have my serious playthrough, this one, and my other playthrough where we disregard wenches and acquire currency. We have the one playthrough where I'm just fucking, okay? We have the one playthrough where I'm just trying to acquire every wench in the game. This is my serious playthrough. This is serious time. But we saved Sophia for the wench playthrough because I'm trying to fuck Sophia. Hi, Starlight. I just turning it on. They stole my cock! Like, where? Is it still in here? Where are we? Where the fuck are we? Huh? Where did I save last? Did we get the thing? Where the fuck am I? You can't see it, but I'm face palming right now. They stole my cock. Like, for science. I just need to see something. Who wants to take their cock out? It's for science. It's for science. Like, is it everyone's dick is gone? I can't do that, Delusion. No, I can't do it to you guys. Here, we'll find a dead body and we'll see if their cock is gone. This is a mod pack that includes lots of different mods. So, it is a mod pack. I think the base mod pack... Okay, we're about where we started. The base mod pack is around like 800 or something. Or maybe 700. I'm not sure. But there's certainly a lot. And there's lots of spicy content. That is very entertaining. Not gonna lie. Like, that's the thing, is I have people that on my TikTok that are like, people that mod their Skyrim to make it, like, sexy are so weird. I'm not doing this because I get off on it. I just find the concept of balls with highly tweaked physics to be hilarious. Do you know how funny it is to loot someone's armor and then their balls and dick just start jiggling all over the place? It's hilarious. It's so fucking funny, okay? But there are some spicy mods into it. Is it the hardest mod pack to install? No. I would say, compared to other mod packs out there... Oh, I'm fucking hitting a Nico. I'm sorry, bro. Oh, shit. He's running into the line of fire. God damn it. God, why do these Forsworn hit so hard? Or not Forsworn. Falmer. Oh. Wait, do you hear... Where's Jim? Did you hear Jim? I just heard... Yeah, do you hear the little meows? Where's Jim? Is Jim okay? Who... Where's Jim? Where'd Jim go? Jim? But welcome in. Basically, my Schlongs of Skyrim mod, my mod that gives all the PPs high-tech ball physics, is broken. And instead of there showing a PP on my fucking NPCs, it's just blank. So everyone's cocks are missing. It's like a Nancy Drew mystery. Evie in the case of the missing cocks. Now by Random House. That's what's happening on, you know? They've been stolen. But if you type !modless, I'll give you a link to it. I'm using something called Immersive and Epic. So that is what I'm using. I'm using an older version of it just because I'm afraid to upload it or to update it because I don't want to have to make a new save because I love this save. I love both my saves I have on this version a whole heck of a lot. And I don't want to lose them. So that's why I haven't updated. So the version, if you download it today, you might have a different version. Yours might look a little bit different than mine does, you know? So I'm using Immersive and Epic with some other stuff on top. So the whole mod list is the mod watch link, and then the Nexus link is the mod list. But I do have quite a few things. Jesus fucking Christ! Sorry. When I regain consciousness, I quickly dust myself off the ground, realizing the danger I'm in. I search for a weapon. I search for a weapon to defend myself. Gods, what has the world come to when I lose to fight a lowly What do you mean lowly Falmer? He ate my ass. He no-scoped me. MLG like 360. Why is the game taunting me? Everyone is so mean to me. Where the fuck am I? Unrelated. Where the fuck am I? Do I still have the, like, is that... Oh. It's because I haven't summoned anything. That's what it is. Oblivion is angry at me. Oblivion is upset at me because I haven't summoned any big boys. So we need to summon a big boy. That's what it is. Because I was wondering why they were doing so much damage, but it's because of the Pull of Oblivion debuff. Okay, that makes sense. Let's leave. Let's come back later, because that made me upset. I'm not raging. I'm not gamer raging, okay? I'm not baby raging, okay? I'm very normal and calm right now, but, like, I don't want to do that quest anymore. It made me upset and hurt my feelings. Why was it so mean to me? Anyway, hi, Calcimo. What the fuck is up?
I have things to study.
I did the thing you wanted!
You have my gratitude.
I did. I did feed Jim, though. He has food. How do you feed him? Do you just put food in his inventory? Because I have food in his inventory. Is the SKYRIM playing on the Steam version? Yes, I am playing on Special Edition. Take 38 to 40 minutes to do it, so it may be too long. Yeah, I know we were thinking about ending stream pretty soon. But we did get one for assisting people of the Reach. We did do that. Jim, you're good. I was worried. I heard his little meows during the Falmer fight. Are you doing okay? He's okay. He's okay. Do you still have food in your inventory? Let me see. Ah, yes, he has all his favorite food, like brook bass, fresh meat, leg of goat, and 9 pieces of firewood. I think he'll be okay. Thank you, Jim. We love you, Jim. Can we pet Jim again? Well, just one more time. One more time. I love Jim. Oh, thank you, Jim. He looks so happy. So I think what we're gonna do, because my throat is starting to really fucking hurt me. I'm sorry. I got really passionate about the mystery of the missing cocks. We really gotta iron that out, guys. We really gotta iron that out. A lot of mods only work with the SKYRIM script extender. Hello? The English language? A lot of mods only work with the SKYRIM script extender, which is exclusive to the Steam version. That is true. Yes. So, I think what we'll do is we will hopefully Markarth will not cuck us like Falkreath did. If Markarth cucks us the same way Falkreath did, I'm gonna be genuinely so upset.
Yes,
but
like
I'm hoping.
Aaron,
thank you so much for the follow. I'm glad you enjoyed the stream. And not guess it, Geeky Covers. But I'm hoping next time we do this playthrough, we are going to become Thane of Markarth. I don't particularly want to be Thane of Markarth, but I do want the badass weapon he's gonna give me for it. So let me see. Do we want to have an Instagram moment? Instagram moment. Let's do just one Instagram moment. Look at her. Oh, she's such a baddie. She's so fucking hot. I love her so much. Say cheese. Cheese. Okay, perfect. You can also get SKSE for the GOG version. That is true. It is just a little bit more annoying a little bit. I want to bear her children. Same. She's so... I love her so much. But... gamers, thank you so much for the warm welcome back. Thank you so much for all the raids today. I felt so much love tonight, but thank you guys so much for hanging out. I know I've had to take a lot of breaks lately because of my health, but I'm really hoping that I finally have my shit back on track, and I've been taking better care of... I'm talking, Lucian! Cough somewhere out. No, I'm kidding. I love you. I love you so much. Okay, but anyway, I'm hoping I have that under control, and I should be back to streaming regularly. Oh, do you guys want to see the schedule for what next week? Let's talk about the plans. Let me do one of these moves. I used to do this at the beginning of every stream, and then I got distracted, but I remember this time. Can you believe it? I remember. So next stream or next week, what's gonna be happening? We're gonna be doing a few like really fun things I'm kind of excited about for next stream. So Wednesday, we were gonna do this last week, but then I got really sick. But Wednesday we're gonna have our Autism Power Hour, which is basically where I talk about my special interests, and I weaponize my autism and I unleash it upon you. And we're gonna talk about one of my special interests is theme parks and Disney World. So we're gonna talk about all the new updates at Disney World with Tiana's Bayou Adventure, and we're gonna talk about Epic Universe and Universal because I have a lot of opinions I want to give, and that's when it's time for Evie's opinion. But then on Friday, Offkai Expo is coming up, and as I mentioned earlier, I am the creative director, conductor, and co-arranger for the Offkai Expo fan choir, Off Choir. And I have my 3D model and I have my 3D trackers, and I need to practice my conducting. So we're gonna do conducting practice in 3D with the full body tracking, and it'll be kind of fun. I get to practice, and we can talk about conducting, and I can look a little silly in 3D. It'll be really fun. And then Friday, we will be going back to our Ho playthrough. We will be going back to the Jasper playthrough, which, by the way, if you are subbed, all the new mods with all our Skyrim OCs are going to be they should be live now. So if you're subbed, you should, let me double check, you should have access to our Chad emotes for all of our characters, particularly the Jasper emotes are fun. Are they doing the pre-off-guy thing with the singing VTubers again? Yeah! So I'm gonna be conducting the live in-person choir that's before that. I'm really excited. As I mentioned before, I'm a music teacher, so being able to combine my job with VTubing is something that's really, really fun, and I'm really, really blessed to be able to do. And our choir has a lot more members this year, so I'm really excited with how big the choir's gotten. We have risers this year. They got some risers. I need to go back to Diddy World. Last time it was 2021. Oh, damn, that's cool. Pretty excited for this new reskin of Splash Mountain. I am too. Princess and the Frog is like one of my favorite Disney movies, so I'm genuinely so excited about it. Hi, Exonia! I feel bad because we're about to end, but hi! So yeah, we're gonna be going back into special interest because we haven't done special interest time in a hot minute. I am actually hoping I can collab with Scribble soon. I've been talking to them about it because Scribble's also a really big Disney nerd, so we might do something together later in the year. We might collab together to put our heads together and talk about Disney. When I went to Universal Studios Japan last year, I want to go to Japanese theme parks so bad. I just want to go to Japan in general, but Japan, like, when you get there, isn't super expensive. Just the flight there is hella expensive. You know what I mean? But one day, it's on my bucket list. It went well. It kind of went well, but everyone's dicks are still missing. So we're gonna have to iron that out. But Jingle, thank you again for posting the links. We have the Discord link where you can get alerts when I stream. And I'm hoping we can do more stream events soon. Beyond Oasis, thank you so much for the follow. Not stream events, but Discord events soon. We watch sometimes weird, fucked up movies. We watch really niche Disney movies from like the 90s that are really bad. So we will be. Also, wide dicks. They're gone. They're missing. It's just void. They weren't showing the cocks.
Gaslight Geek
Honorable
Girl
Dives,
Boss.
thank you so much for the follow. You're also a Gaslight Gatekeep Girl Boss. But there's also my Twitter. And I'm also writing a book. I finally started writing chapter 4. But pretty much all of my Skyrim OCs are OCs I've had since I was 14, and I've always wanted to write a book about them, but it was actually my Twitch community that encouraged me to start writing again, and I actually found a way, when I was world building, to combine my VTuber lore with the same lore of my kind of homebrew world where my Skyrim OCs are from. So I have the link to my fantasy novel that is a work in progress is there too, where you can read it. But also, I will be posting this VOD as well as most of my other VODs on YouTube as well, so if you want to catch up on other stuff in the playthrough, you totally can. But thank you again so much for being here. Thank you for all the warm love and the warm welcome back. I am really hoping that my health is finally under control and things are finally kind of calming down. I think once Off-Guy's over, because again, don't get me wrong, I love working with Off-Guy, but it's a lot, you know, it's been a lot with directing an entire event at the convention. So I'm very excited for it, but I'm also definitely gonna be like, once it's all done, you know. But then at the end of June, we'll be having my new Skyrim model debut, and I'm really, really excited about that. I've been working really hard on some stuff behind the scenes, as well as my original song, which if you're subbed, you can listen to the first draft of, and I'll be posting the next draft of it too, very, very soon. Probably as soon as I end stream. But I think there's gonna be a lot of fun stuff coming. I think you guys will really enjoy it, you know. But yeah, so let me see who we want to share the love with. Who is live right now? Let's see who we can go raid. Let's raid. We are going to raid. Let's raid Yoro. Yoro is doing a just chatting stream. Yoro is absolutely hilarious. If you like my brand of humor, you will love Yoro. She actually used to be one of my vocal students, so she was actually a student of mine for a long time. So we're gonna raid her, and we're gonna do. What kind of raid message do we want to have? We'll do Sky. Do we want to just do here? Yoro's base, so we can just do. Can I clothesline an enemy? Sure, why not? We're gonna just do no PP raid, and I think if you have emotes, I think the Jasper Chad emote here and the what emote would be really fun. I think those would be good choices. There we go. No pee-pee. Pee-pee gone. But yeah, I will see you guys on Wednesday. Thank you again so much, and thank you for all the love. And I'll see you on Wednesday. All right. Bye-bye, gamers. Have a good EBD.